and further passing on to their network. So now they are also simultaneously working on this network also, but they have enhanced the patrolling and they have enhanced the tactics to deal with these drone sorties. Yes, no.
All right, Amandeep bringing us all those details on this incident that has been reported from Amritsar. Thank you very much. So as Amandeep is pointing out, of course, a search is still on for either the contraband or the weapons that could have been dropped using this drone. This is Republic TV, and still to come on the Morning Express. Big development in the Kanhaiya Lal beheading case. The NIA charge sheet names 2 Pakistani nationals. And as the Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from the national capital to Karnataka, India is on COVID alert.
आज तबीयत ठीक नहीं लग रही, तुम ही सब काम निपटा दो ना। अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी एमडीएफ का लो एमिशन प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, हायर डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी है, यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
लो एमिशन प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा-थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels.
Volkswagen Tygoon, India's safest SUVW. Volkswagen.
Invest once and enjoy guaranteed maturity with life cover with LIC's Dhan Varsha, a single premium plan for your family's security and prosperity.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
News just coming in, even as farmers, of course, continue to protest in Punjab's Firozpur outside a distillery. We are learning that 10 Kisan leaders have been booked for electricity theft during the protest that is taking place outside the liquor factory. Do remember that I think on the 19th of December, close to about 200 protesters were booked by the Firozpur police under various sections of the IPC, and 3 separate FIRs were also filed in connection with this particular case. Let's go across to Amandeep for more details on this. Amandeep, tell us more in terms of what's happening over there. Of course, the protest is continuing unabated, but we're now learning that an FIR has been filed against about 10 Kisan leaders.
Well, absolutely, Nupur. This is another tactic of Punjab police and local administration to diffuse the protest. And now the FIR has registered against 10 Kisan leaders who were actually leading the protest. And this FIR is all related to the theft of electricity, just because there was no legal means to take the electricity for the protesting site. And in fact, they have illegally taken the electricity from a transformer without any kind of permission from the electricity department. And that is the reason immediately electricity department has conveyed the police to register the FIR, and now the police have registered the FIR just because the protest is now taking the shape of the Sindhu border and Tikri border kind of protest. And even there is a huge amount of farmers have already arrived there. They have placed their tents, and in fact their weddings also. They have put out the speakers, and they put out the other sources to communicate at a mass level. That actually needs the electricity. Where this electricity is coming from, that is the illegal means, and that due to which the FIR has been registered. But we can say that this is another tactic of Punjab police and local administration to put pressure on the Kisan leaders who are actually leading the protest to diffuse the entire protest, to de-escalate, just because Punjab and Haryana High Court has already told Aam Aadmi Party government as well as Kisan leaders to protest at the distance of 300 meters, but they are not ready to shift their protest at the distance of 300 meters from the liquor factory, just because so far liquor factory has been shut down. It is not operational, and now FIR has been registered, and police is, instead of using the force, they are using the tactics to defuse the protest. Yes, Nupur.
All right, Amandeep reporting on that. Thank you very much for joining us. You are watching Republic TV. We slip into a very short break. On the other side, we get you live and breaking, and here's what we are covering on that. The RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes controversy, says don't return to India. And lodged in the Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to 40 murders, bikini killer Charles Shobraj will be walking free.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Tata Capital, Palak Jhapkao, Loan Pao. Century ProWood MDF, the wood of the future. Driven by Hyundai Service, AC care nowhere.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में मोबाइल्स और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
Hey boss.
Rahul, how come you're here?
Boss, शाहरुख ने बताया.
Charging station for my electric car. Ah, found it. Really? How?
शाहरुख ने बताया.
There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything. say. That was easy.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking here on Republic. I'm Rukma with you, and over the next half hour, I'll be taking you through all the top stories that are breaking. You're watching Republic TV, and from the release of he's known as the Serpent, Charles Sobraj, who is set to be released today, to other major developments both from within India and outside. Join me for the next 30 minutes. Let's begin with the headlines. Big development in Kanhaiya Lal beheading case. NIA charge sheet names 2 Pakistani nationals. As Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from National Capital to Karnataka, India on COVID alert. RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes major controversy, says do not return to India. Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home vandalized. BJP alleges role of the DMK. Lodged in a Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, bikini killer Charles Sobraj to walk free. Breaking news coming in now. NI raids in the Kashmir Valley as well as in Jammu. Raids are in connection with terror funding and support to terror infrastructure in Kashmir. Gursimran joining us with all the latest updates. Gursimran, you've been speaking with us since morning, reporting live on those raids that are being conducted by the NIA. A continuing series of raids, Gursimran, in Jammu and Kashmir to break that ecosystem developed over the years there that supports terror. It's over to you for the latest.
See Rukma, right now we are outside the Pir Mita police station, and the important development that has taken place that a person has been detained by the National Investigation Agency, and at present he's being questioned by the sleuths of the NIA as well as Jammu and Kashmir police inside the police station. What we are getting to know that the police has detained a person who is hailing from the Kulgam district, and at present he was living in the Prem Nagar area of the Christian colony in Jammu. He was the one who was instrumental in this terror conspiracy that was hatched by the terror groups for providing the terror financing as well as the logistic support to the terror groups, and now he's being questioned by the NIA. We are getting to note that over a dozen locations at present are being raided by the National Investigation Agency, and these raids are in the South Kashmir, North Kashmir, Central Kashmir as well as in the other parts of Jammu region. In Jammu specifically, one location is being raided that we were earlier reporting from, and now the person has been detained and he has been brought in at the Pir Mita police station, where the sleuths of Jammu and Kashmir police along with the NIA, they are questioning him. See, this is not about just linked to the terror financing or the logistic support being provided to the terror group, but this is a larger conspiracy that is being hatched from Pakistan, being executed by the terror commanders in Jammu and Kashmir, and the overground workers, the white collar terrorists, are used by the terror groups so as to carry out and to execute these kind of conspiracies of the terrorism. The raids have started, we are getting to know, at around 6:30 in the morning. and over a dozen locations are at present being raided by the National Investigation Agency in Jammu and Kashmir. These raids are in connection with the case number 052022. That is the fifth case that was registered by the National Investigation Agency's Jammu wing in 2022, and this was pertaining to a larger, broader conspiracy. Now we are getting to know that the senior officials of the NIA, including the SSP NIA, he is himself monitoring the raids that are going on, and it is expected that post these raids there are some arrests and the seizures that are very likely in this case. Rukma.
Right, Gursimran. Earlier, I remember when the previous raids had taken place, Gursimran, and you had said that those were the Jamaat-e-Islami offices. Another front, the banned Jamaat-e-Islami. Of the 12 locations, of the 12 plus locations that are being raided today, how many of them are the offices of various fronts under which, terror funding and supporting of terror are carried out? How many of them are residences? How many of them are offices? What details can you give us now, even in Jammu, if you could tell us?
See, the locations that are being raided are the residential complexes only that we are getting to know, and this is based on the inputs that were generated by the National Investigation Agency. Some of the people who are part of this terror nexus, they were earlier identified by the National Investigation Agency. Their locations were pinpointed. See, the one location that is being raided, that was earlier raided in Jammu, and from where the person who has been detained now by the National Investigation Agency, who is being questioned now, he was from the Kulgam. At present, he was putting up in the Christian colony area of Jammu, and he was instrumental in executing the terror conspiracy that was hatched. So now what NIA did, that they picked up his pinpoint location, then his location was identified, and then the raid locations were finalized. So all the over a dozen locations that are presently being raided by the NIA, these locations are in Jammu as well as in North, South and Central Kashmir. And these are the locations of the people who are part of this conspiracy operating, be it from their residence or from any other locations that are presently being raided by the NIA.
Right, Gursimran. Well, you keep your eyes on that story. Many thanks for joining us there. So the NIA is raiding over 12 locations in the Kashmir Valley as well as in Jammu. One person has been detained, and as Gursimran was telling us, he's being interrogated just in that building behind my colleague Gursimran. And of course, we'll be getting to know more details about what is unearthed in that interrogation if any information is recovered or made public. But now what we're hearing is that it's a mega NIA crackdown in the Kashmir Valley as well as in Jammu. The latest in a series of such similar crackdowns in the valley to root out terrorism. The National Investigation Agency continuing with its action to crack down on terror in the valley. Let's move on now to some other top stories that we're tracking. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis says in the State Assembly that a special investigation team will be formed to conduct a probe into the death of Disha Salyan, the former manager of late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. According to police, Salyan allegedly committed suicide jumping from a high-rise building in Malad area of Mumbai on the 8th of June 2 years ago in 2020. Amidst a looming COVID-19 threat, the Indian Medical Association has issued an advisory on an impending COVID outbreak. IMA has urged citizens to wear face masks in public and maintain social distancing, and has also advised everyone to avoid international travel. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has issued guidelines for international arrivals in the context of the COVID pandemic and updated the same from time to time. The present guidelines are being revised in light of increasing trajectory of COVID-19 cases being noted in some countries across the world. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, has summoned AdTech Byju's CEO Ravindran over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to buy its courses. The Apex Child Rights Body has asked Ravindran to appear in person today over alleged malpractices of hard selling and mis-selling of Byju's courses for students. In Telangana, the Bharat Rashtra Samiti will be holding a Mahadharna in all district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. Leader K. Kavitha alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing the Telangana government to take back schemes under Manrega. Aftab Poonawalla, the main accused in the murder of his girlfriend Shraddha Walkar, has withdrawn his bail application, citing communication gap with his lawyer. The Delhi police have also moved an application before the circuit court seeking permission to collect Aftab Poonawalla's voice sample, the hearing of which is likely to take place today. And now shifting focus rather to stories related to COVID and a looming COVID threat. How much of a reality is it? Well, following a spurt in cases globally across many countries of Southeast Asia, Indian states are also gearing up to tackle a looming COVID threat. Meanwhile, several states held key COVID-19 review meetings yesterday and issued fresh advisories. All the details in our next report. Take a look.
The sudden COVID-19 surge in China has undoubtedly raised global concern. India too is ramping state-wise, preparing to tackle the looming COVID threat. Taking a cue from centre, which held a review meeting on Wednesday, states and union territories have issued fresh guidelines. Uttarakhand Chief Minister has made the booster shot mandatory. Uttar Pradesh has put hospitals on high alert and even issued an advisory.
मंत्री जी ने पूरे प्रदेश के उच्च अधिकारियों के साथ बैठक की है। तो जो कोविड को लेकर के दुनिया के दूसरे हिस्सों से खबरें आ रही हैं, उनको लेकर के उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार सतर्कता के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है। हमने ऐसे सभी स्थल जहां भीड़ भाड़ वाले हैं, वहां कोविड का प्रोटोकॉल पालन किए जाने के लिए सलाह जारी की है, एडवाइजरी जारी की है।
COVID-19 testing has been ramped up in Chandigarh.
COVID situation is now turning up again, and even Chandigarh administration has paced up their activities to deal with the COVID-19 situation, and first they have scaled up the testing.
Madhya Pradesh Home Minister directed laboratories to boost genome sequencing.
मध्य प्रदेश सरकार ने समस्त प्रदेश के जिलों में CMHO को निर्देशित किया है कि जो भी 2-4 नए पॉजिटिव निकलते हैं, उन सभी की जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग की जाए, करा ली जाए और ऑल इंडिया मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूट को हम इसको भेजेंगे, जिससे नए वेरिएंट के बारे में जो हर बार वेरिएंट को नाम दिया जाता है BF.7 वाला या दूसरे, इस तरह से इस प्रदेश के अंदर सभी को कहा गया है।
Punjab too is switching into action mode. Following the spurt in cases globally, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal chaired the key COVID meet.
चाइना में जो वेरिएंट है वो है BF.7। सबसे पहले तो मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि दिल्ली में BF.7 का एक भी केस नहीं मिला है। सो अभी फिलहाल घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है।
Mamata Banerjee government is closely monitoring the situation.
Our country, it is the first we do it advance. In advance we do it every year.
Meanwhile, Mamata asserted that Christmas celebrations won't be stopped. High-level meetings were chaired in Maharashtra. Notably, Prime Minister has cautioned against complacency, batting for mask mandate, asking India to adopt COVID norms. With the threat of another COVID wave looming large, it's time for India to mask up once again. Bureau Report for Republic TV. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Meanwhile, the Congress has started politicizing and passing understated remarks on this issue as well, as far as COVID protocols and implementation of COVID appropriate behavior is concerned. The Congress is now saying, understand the chronology. as it pointed out that the health minister had written to Rahul Gandhi over COVID concerns, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi was reviewing the virus-related situation just days before the Bharat Jodo Yatra enters Delhi.
From China to United States, there is a global alarm over the rising COVID-19 cases. India too is gearing up to fight the COVID-19 threat that is looming large once again. From boosting genome sequencing to ramping up testing, India is leaving no stone unturned. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia chaired a key review meet. He made a full statement in Lok Sabha.
अगर देश में कोई नया वेरिएंट आता है तो समय से उनकी पहचान कर सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य के लिए कदम उठाया जा सके। आने वाले त्योहार और नए साल को ध्यान में रखते हुए राज्यों को सतर्क रहकर लोगों का मास्क पहनना, हैंड सैनिटाइजर करना, रिस्पायरेटरी हाइजीन का ख्याल रखना और सामाजिक दूरी बनाए रखने की जागरूकता लानी चाहिए। राज्यों को कोविड वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज बढ़ाने पर और लोगों को प्रिकॉशन डोज की अहमियत के प्रति जागरूकता लाने के लिए भी कदम उठाना चाहिए।
Amidst the sudden global spurt, the parliament too is masking up. Prime Minister Modi too chaired a key meeting to review the COVID-19 situation in the country. India is swinging into action mode, but the opposition is trivializing the COVID-19 alarm. Just hours ahead of Prime Minister's meeting and a day after the Health Minister expressed concern over the brazen violation of norms at Bharat Jodo Yatra, Congress fired the chronology समझिए बाब।
अरे वो रोकेंगे तब हम देखेंगे, देखते हैं वो कैसे रोकेंगे।
इससे कोविड फैल सकता है।
वो जो कर रहे हैं उससे कोविड फैल सकता है। उन्होंने जो कार्यक्रम करे हैं उससे नहीं कोविड फैल रहा है। जो उन्होंने कार्यक्रम करे हैं उससे कोविड नहीं फैल रहा है।
Despite the COVID warning, Rahul Gandhi has remained defiant.
अब इन्होंने नया आइडिया निकाला है। मुझे चिट्ठी लिखी, कोविड आ रहा है, यात्रा बंद करो, मास्क पहनो, यात्रा बंद करो, कोविड फैल रहा है, सब बहाने हैं। हिंदुस्तान की शक्ति से, हिंदुस्तान की सच्चाई से ये लोग डर गए हैं।
But with no vaccination data of participants, no masks or social distancing at the yatra, is it so wrong for the government to ask Rahul and company to follow COVID-19 norms? Bureau report for Republic TV.
And amid the Congress's statements regarding increasing concerns of the centre as well as the states as far as a possible COVID wave is concerned, the centre and the states are continuing with COVID preparedness. As per sources, Union Health Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia will be holding a meeting with state health ministers on the COVID-19 situation and preparedness at 3 this afternoon. That's 3 p.m. today. So even as many countries of Southeast Asia are showing a rising graph of COVID cases almost on a daily basis, and the COVID situation in China is on the point of exploding, India is taking steps and gearing up in full preparedness of a possible COVID wave looming. Let's listen in to know more. Joining us now are my colleagues Harsha and Piyush Ori. A very good morning to you, Harsha, as well as Piyush. First of all, coming to you, Harsha, when we talk about COVID preparedness, the alarm bells have already been sounded, and although there are no strict, regulations as yet, how far do you see, the COVID appropriate behavior around you? Also, what are we likely a roundup of what happened yesterday in terms of meetings and announcements that were made?
Yes, Rukma, yesterday, as we saw that Mansukh Mandavia, Union Health Minister, spoke in both the houses of the Parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. After, we also saw that Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired a review meeting regarding COVID, where HM Amit Shah, Sindhia, Mansukh Mandavia and all the COVID public were were there to brief to PM Modi, and now the states are gearing up. They are ramping up for the COVID appropriate behavior. The RT-PCR tests are being rising. There are many states who have just directed and just made an advisory that any RT-PCR test, and if the result is positive, it should be ASAP sent for genome sequencing. And therefore we have learned that many samples from Maharashtra, from Chandigarh, from Delhi have gone from genome sequencing. So we can say that the ramping up of all these things are being done. Today we are also getting to know that Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya will meet the state health ministers virtually. So now to know more about the situation in their state, exactly what are the preparedness, because every time Prime Minister and Union Health Minister have been stating that this is a fight, and we all have to fight in it together to be successful in this fight against pandemic. And therefore we have seen in the COVID-1, COVID-2, COVID-3, and right now there's a new strain BF.7. It is dangerous or not dangerous? It is what is the dangerous parameter of this COVID, of this variant is still to be known, because right now in our country there are only 4 cases of this, and ICMR and the NCDC, the bodies of ministry, the different departments who are working to know more about this variant are all on this. And but now if we talk about the states are preparing things. The arrivals at the T3 airport, the arrivals at the different states have been geared up. The random testing and sampling has been started. Yesterday we saw an advisory from the Civil Aviation Ministry where it was clearly stated that 2% of the passengers who will be coming from abroad at the international terminal, the random testing and sampling will be done. So we could understand that now India is understanding that this is an alarming situation, and it's better to prepare in advance to be safe and to be at pandemic. Therefore now preparedness has started. All the states have issued advisory. The hospitals have been issued advisory everywhere. COVID appropriate behavior has been followed and is being advised to follow. Rukma, back to you.
Right, Harsha. And coming to you, Piyush, now, we'd like your perspective on the situation as it stands. The Delhi Chief Minister has clearly said that although things are fine for now, COVID appropriate behavior has to, kick in very soon. That's what people here, because people here are expecting. And it would be some effort, it would take some effort to come back to the state of former preparedness, because just a short while back we had heard that many of the COVID hospitals and so on that had been set up were to be dismantled. Now, we'd like you to tell us what you found out in terms of being on the ground and, in terms of the preparedness in the national capital, which was one of the worst affected.
So good morning, Rukma, and good morning to all our viewers. And you rightly said that Delhi had faced the brunt of COVID-19 during the second wave. And now with this new variant BF.7 being reported from China, and some of the patients also in India being affected by it, there has been some form of anxiety that has crept in over here in Delhi too. Now yesterday, the Delhi Chief Minister held a meeting, and then after that he briefed the media in which he said that as of now, there is no need for the panic to set in, because right now there is no patient who has been affected by this new Omicron variant BF.7. However, he has mentioned it very specifically that all the COVID-related behaviors now needs to be practiced, and for this, there has to be now wearing of mask in the public areas, and all the people now should make sure that their hands should be sanitized. Having said that, I would also want to tell you that the COVID-related behaviors has again come in AIIMS Hospital, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, where it has where the directions have been set for all the COVID-related behavior to be followed, which includes wearing of masks and not including social gatherings. So yes, the ground report from here is that the panic has not set in. There is some anxiety, and all the precautions and all the guidelines to make sure that there is just no another wave of COVID-19 is being now practiced. Back to you in the studio.
Right, Piyush, many thanks for that update, and Harsha as well. My colleagues Piyush and Harsha on the ground in New Delhi giving us all the updates. Meanwhile, all eyes will be on the meeting that the Health Minister will be holding at 3 p.m. today, and we'll be bringing all the updates on that as well for our viewers. So stay tuned to Republic. And now, let me tell you that in view of the sudden rise in COVID-19 cases globally, the Prime Minister chaired a review meeting yesterday. Meanwhile, ensuring India's preparedness to tackle the COVID wave, should there be any, the Prime Minister has issued fresh guidelines to the states, also asking people to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. Here's the full report of how it all happened.
Amid global COVID spike, PM Modi chaired a high-level review meeting. Putting an overall focus on India's preparedness to tackle looming COVID threat, PM issued fresh
इसी के आधार पर भारत विश्व पटल पर एक नक्षत्र के रूप में उभरने की पूर्ण क्षमता रखेगा। पिछले 8 वर्षों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार का संकल्प रहा है कि हेल्थ केयर को हम लोग होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर में परिवर्तित करें, और इसी के साथ इस अभियान की शुरुआत हुई, जो एक सोच और विचारधारा भारत की सदैव रही है, वासुदेव कुटुंबकम, पूरा विश्व एक परिवार है। उसी विचारधारा के आधार पर एक वास्तविक नीति और एक सुदृढ़ अधोसंरचना के आधार पर स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र को आगे ले जाने का संकल्प भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया है। प्रधानमंत्री जी की स्पष्ट सोच सदैव रही है, वन नेशन वन हेल्थ की विचारधारा, और उसी को आह्वान करते हुए और उसी के सहारे पर कोविड का मुकाबला हमारे देश में जन जन ने मिलकर किया है। एक जब वातावरण निर्मित हुआ था पूर्ण विश्व में, जहां हर देश अपने दीवारों को खड़ा कर रहा था, उस वातावरण में भारत ने स्वदेशी वैक्सीन की बात हम करें, दवाइयों की हम बात करें, एक्सपर्टीज की हम बात करें, केवल अपने आप के लिए नहीं लेकिन दूसरे देशों के लिए को भी साझा किया था। और उसी के आधार पर एक जो अभियान चलाई गई, वैक्सीन को दूर दूर तक, गांव-गांव तक, मोहल्ले मोहल्ले तक पहुंचाने की सोच और विचारधारा, हर घर दस्तक के आधार पर, उसी के तहत कोविड के पहले वेव, सेकेंड वेव और थर्ड वेव तीनों का मुकाबला किया है। जिस देश में केवल एक टेस्टिंग लैब थी, आज उसी भारत में 3,388 टेस्टिंग लैब स्थापित हो चुकी हैं। ऑक्सीजन की किल्लत थी, पर्याप्त मात्रा में ऑक्सीजन देश में उपलब्ध हो रही है। 2-2 वैक्सीन का आविष्कार किया, और केवल 2-2 वैक्सीन का आविष्कार जब कोविड के समय में किया था, आज 4-4 टीकों का उत्पादन देश में हो रहा है। चाहे कोवैक्सीन की बात करें, कोविशील्ड की बात करें, जाइकोवी डी की बात करें, कॉर्बेवैक्स की बात करें, चारों का उत्पादन आज भारत में हो रहा है। और उसी के साथ इसी सोमवार एक नया इतिहास वैक्सीन के क्षेत्र में रचा गया है, जहां 220 करोड़ डोजेस आज तक भारत के जन जन को लगाए गए हैं देश के अंदर। एक तरीके से एक संकेत स्पष्ट रूप से पहले दिया जाता है जब राशि का आवंटन उस क्षेत्र के लिए किया जाता है। और स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र के लिए पिछले 8 वर्षों में, जहां 2013-14 में करीब करीब केवल 33,280 करोड़ रुपए बजट में आवंटित किया गया था, आज 150% वृद्धि करके 83,000 करोड़ रुपए का बजट का आवंटन स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र के लिए रखा गया है। केवल ये नहीं, लेकिन हमारी सोच है कि हेल्थ को क्यूरेटिव के अलावा प्रिवेंटिव भी हम लोगों को बनाना होगा, और उस क्यूरेटिव से प्रिवेंटिव तक का सफर में योग और आयुर्वेद का भी एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण योगदान रहा है। विश्व योग दिवस संयुक्त राष्ट्र के द्वारा निर्मित किया जाना ये एक बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है, और उसी के साथ साथ चाहे हमारी अनेक दूसरी नीतियां हों, चाहे हम देखें कि स्वच्छ भारत का मिशन हो, हर घर नल योजना का मिशन हो, और इसी के साथ साथ पोषण अभियान का मिशन हो, इससे भी बीमारियों की घटनाएं भी और प्रतिशत भी देश में घटी। हमारी स्वास्थ्य की नीति 4 मुख्य स्तंभ पे रखी गई है: एक्सेसिबिलिटी, अफोर्डेबिलिटी, अश्योर्ड क्वालिटी और डिजिटल डिलीवरी। तो पहले मैं हेल्थ केयर का घर घर तक पहुंचाना मतलब एक्सेसिबिलिटी की बात करता हूं। आयुष्मान भारत योजना भारत की एक बहुत बड़ी महत्वाकांक्षी योजना है, और इसके 4 भाग हैं। प्रधानमंत्री के निर्देश में पहला भाग आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन औषधि परियोजना योजना, जो आज दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी बीमा की योजना आज बन चुकी है। 10 करोड़ परिवार, मतलब करीब करीब 50 करोड़ लोग इसके लाभार्थी आज हो चुके हैं, और 21 करोड़ आयुष्मान कार्ड का वितरण भी हुआ है, और 22,000 अस्पतालों को सूचीबद्ध किया गया है। इसका दूसरा भाग है आयुष्मान भारत स्वास्थ्य और कल्याण केंद्र, जहां बीमारियों की स्क्रीनिंग की जाती है। आज देश में 1,31,000 ऐसे स्क्रीनिंग सेंटर्स आज पूर्ण रूप से क्रियान्वित है, और इसी के साथ साथ जो स्क्रीनिंग किया जाता है वो उच्च रक्तचाप का, मधुमेह का और कैंसर का, इन तीनों का स्क्रीनिंग भी अतिरिक्त किया जाता है। तीसरा भाग है आयुष्मान भारत हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिशन अभीम, और इसके साथ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए 64,000 करोड़ रुपए 2021-22 से 4 वर्ष 2025-26 तक आवंटित किए गए। इसका चौथा स्तंभ है हमारा मानव संसाधन, और हमारा मानव संसाधन में हमारी आशा की कार्यकर्ताओं, जो एक जीवन दैनी का कार्य करती है। आज देश में करीब करीब 9,94,000 आशा की हमारी कार्यकर्ता हैं, और इसी के साथ साथ टेक्नोलॉजी का भी उपयोग, ड्रोन्स का उपयोग किया जा रहा है दवाइयों के वितरण के लिए, ड्रोन्स का उपयोग किया जा रहा है रक्त का वितरण के लिए, ड्रोन्स का उपयोग किया जा रहा है स्वास्थ्य की सेवाएं पहुंचाने के लिए उन दूर दराज क्षेत्रों में जहां आवागमन की सुविधा नहीं होती है। दूसरा भाग जो मैंने कहा कि दवाई को किफायती बनाना, अफोर्डेबल बनाना, और आज हमारी जो स्थिति हो चुकी है कि भारत अमेरिका या यूरोप की तुलना में भी हमारी दवाइयां आज ज्यादा किफायती हो चुकी हैं। जो हर इंसान और हर नागरिक का आउट ऑफ पॉकेट एक्सपेंडिचर होता था स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में, उसमें भी गिरावट आई है, जहां 16% गिरावट स्वास्थ्य के एक्सपेंडिचर में आ चुकी है आउट ऑफ पॉकेट में, जो पहले 64% होती थी और आज केवल 48% तक सीमित है। तीसरा स्तंभ है हमारा क्वालिटी, गुणवत्ता, और गुणवत्ता के क्षेत्र में प्रधानमंत्री जी का संकल्प रहा है कि प्रधानमंत्री स्वास्थ्य सुरक्षा योजना के तहत जिले जिले तक स्वास्थ्य की परियोजना को हम लोगों को पहुंचाना होगा। 2014 में हमारे देश में केवल 6 एम्स होते थे। पिछले 8 वर्षों में 70 वर्ष में केवल 6 एम्स, और पिछले 8 वर्षों में 16 नए एम्स की शुरुआत की गई है। और आज देश में हमारे 22 ऑल इंडिया मेडिकल इंस्टीट्यूट स्थापित हो चुके हैं। पिछले 8 वर्षों में 261 से ज्यादा नए मेडिकल कॉलेजों की शुरुआत हुई है और आज मेडिकल कॉलेज की श्रृंखला करीब 650 तक देश में हो चुकी है। MBBS की सीट्स की हम बात करें तो करीब 90% की वृद्धि हुई है और करीब 45,000 नए सीटों की शुरुआत की गई है। और यही स्थिति पीजी के क्षेत्र में भी है, जहां 150% की बढ़ोतरी के आधार पर करीब 32,000 नए सीट्स उपलब्ध आज हो चुके हैं। हमारे 75 जगहों पर आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के वर्ष में 75 जगहों पर सुपर स्पेशलिटी अस्पताल की स्थापना हुई है और जो परियोजना है जिलों में अधोसंरचना को बढ़ोतरी देने के लिए, इस योजना के तहत 157 जिले अस्पतालों को मेडिकल कॉलेज में परिवर्तित करने की भूमिका की शुरुआत हुई है, जिसमें से 94 सुचारू रूप से आज चल भी रहे हैं। गुणवत्ता की अगर हम बात करें तो आंकड़ों पर यह स्थापित होती है और अगर आज हम देश के आंकड़ों को देखें, चाहे मातृत्व मृत्यु दर मैटरनल मोर्टेलिटी रेट को हम देखें, जहां बड़ी गिरावट आई है, 130 होती थी 2016-14 में और आज करीब 95 तक पहुंच चुकी है। और यही स्थिति शिशु मृत्यु दर की है, जो 39 होती थी पर 1000 लाइव बर्थ्स की और आज 28 तक सिमट चुकी है। यही स्थिति नवजात मृत्यु दर की भी हो चुकी है, जो 2014 में 26 तक थी और आज कम होकर 20 तक सिमट गई है। आखिरी हमारा स्तंभ है डिजिटलाइजेशन का। आधुनिक युग है, टेक्नोलॉजी के प्रयोग के विषय में प्रधानमंत्री जी सदैव विश्व में प्राथमिक स्तर तक इसे पुश करते हैं। आज भारत की डिजिटलाइजेशन की स्टोरी पूरे विश्व में पूर्ण रूप से प्रचलित हो चुकी है और यही डिजिटलाइजेशन स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में भी लाने की हमने कोशिश की है। आयुष्मान भारत डिजिटल मिशन के आधार पर आज हमारे देश में हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हर व्यक्ति को हम यूनिक आइडेंटिटी दें, जो एक सेंट्रलाइज सर्वर पे रहेगा और हर एक अस्पताल, हर एक मेडिकल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट को उस यूनिक आईडी के साथ हम जोड़ें, ताकि क्लाउड में हर एक व्यक्ति के पूर्ण मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड हम लोग स्थापित कर पाए और केवल उस व्यक्ति को एक्सेस होगा उस मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड, डिजिटल मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड के लिए, ताकि जब हम लोग कई अनेक जगह पे जाते हैं हमारे स्वास्थ्य लाभ लेने के लिए, वो सारे रिपोर्ट्स सेंट्रलाइज हो और उसकी इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी की चाबी केवल उस व्यक्ति के हाथ में हो, जिसके आधार पे वो दिखा पाए अपने रिपोर्ट्स किसी डॉक्टर को। और इस विषय में करीब 2,90,00,000 ऐसे स्वास्थ्य रिकॉर्ड जोड़े गए हैं और जिसके आधार पर 1,65,00,000 स्वास्थ्य सुविधाएं, लैब्स, अस्पताल को इस डिजिटल सिस्टम के साथ जोड़ने में हम लोग पूर्ण रूप से सफल हुए। इसका दूसरा भाग है टेली कंसल्टेशन और टेली कंसल्टेशन में दिसंबर 2022 तक 8 करोड़ से अधिक टेली परामर्श आज हो चुके। स्वास्थ्य व्यवस्था किसी भी देश की जड़ बननी चाहिए और स्वास्थ्य व्यवस्था के आधार पे ही किसी देश में अधोसंरचना और आर्थिक विकास, किसी भी देश में गरीबी के स्तर को घटाने का कार्य इसी के साथ जुड़ा हुआ होता है। और आज स्वस्थ भारत का लक्ष्य पूर्ण करने के लिए हम संकल्पित हैं। भारत दवा के उत्पादन में विश्व में 3रा नंबर आज हो चुका है और इसलिए भारत आज प्रसिद्ध है, फार्मेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड भारत कहलाता है। वैक्सीन निर्माण में हम लोग आत्मनिर्भर हो चुके हैं और हमारा विश्वास है कि 100% यूनिवर्सल हेल्थ कवरेज कराने में हम लोग पूर्ण रूप से सफल हो पाएंगे।
स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में हमारा बड़ा लंबा सफल सफर रहा है और देश को स्वस्थ एवं शिक्षित बनाने के लिए पूर्ण रूप से प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में हमारी सरकार संकल्पित है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Powered by Century Ply, आग से बचाए। ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, smarter steels, brighter futures. HDFC Life, सर उठा के जियो।
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, आग से बचाए।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
जैन 2022 से अब तक रोहन 6 बार डंप हुआ है। हर गर्लफ्रेंड को एक्स के नाम से जो बुलाया, बट रोहन वो तो लहरा रहा है क्योंकि जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में शॉपिंग पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर, ग्रोथ का है चांस। डेट में है लो रिस्क, बात मेरी मान।
गोल्ड सिर्फ गोल्ड, भैया ने भी यही किया।
सुन सबकी, कर मल्टी, मतलब मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन फंड्स, यानी 3-in-1 फंड। ये इक्विटी, डेट, गोल्ड तीनों में एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करें। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यान पूर्वक पढ़ें।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। मेरा दोस्त है, वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। घोस्ट को कैसे पता मैं अंधेरे से डरता हूँ? घोस्ट मेरा दोस्त है, मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स, जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े, ना जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Thanks for staying tuned. We start with the big breaking news coming in from JNK, where massive NI crackdown is underway as we speak. In fact, raids being carried out in multiple locations by the National Investigative Agency. So a big crackdown there on terror funding and support to terror infrastructure in JNK. In fact, several locations, we understand that at least 12 locations are being raided in JNK, which includes North, South and Central Kashmir and even including Kulgam, Badgam and Sopore as well. Well, the first visuals there on your screens as well of the massive NI crackdown in relation to terror funding. We have Gursimran joining us for more on that. Gursimran, if you could give us more details on the NI raids underway since early morning.
Being raided by the National Investigation Agency, and these raids are being conducted in the Jammu city as well as in North, South and Central Kashmir. Right now we are outside the police station Pir Mita, where one person has been detained by the NIA. We are getting to know that this person hails from the Kulgam district and he was part of the conspiracy that was hatched by the terror groups to carry out the acts of terror in Jammu and Kashmir. And the police has registered the case-wide FIR number 05 of 2022 at the NIA police station in Jammu. And At present, he's being grilled by the NIA sleuth inside the NIA, the Jammu police station. What we are also getting to know that this is very significant, keeping in view the conspiracy that was hatched by the terror group. This is not linked to a single terror group, but multiple terror groups that were carrying out the raids in Jammu and Kashmir. The terror groups that were hatching the conspiracy in Jammu and Kashmir, all the terror groups were part of this conspiracy, and we have been reporting live from the raid location where the raids are happening. That's how the things have moved forward in Jammu and Kashmir, as the terror groups have been entirely decimated by the security forces, and now they are working on the modus operandi of the module-based terrorism that they have started. Also to mention that the locations that are being raided are Kulgam, Badgam, and also in the North Kashmir, Kupwara, some of the locations are being raided by the National Investigation Agency. So from north to south to central to the Jammu city, the raids are being conducted, and we are getting to know that this person who has been detained, since he has not been arrested, won't be naming him. He was from the Kulgam. He was putting up in the Prem Nagar area of the Christian colony in Jammu and was picked at around 6:40 in the morning was the exact time when he was picked by the NIA. The raids have started at around 6 in the morning, and 40 minutes the NIA carried out raids at his residence. Again, he was picked by agencies. Senior officials of the NIA as well as the intelligence agencies, they are regularly arriving here at the police station in the Pir Mitha area so as to question the suspect who has been detained, because this is really concerning for the agencies, that he was the one who was very instrumental and was working from within the Jammu city. He was no doubt from the South Kashmir Kulgam, but he has set up his operational base within the heart of the Jammu city and was working here for a longer period of time. So now all the agencies are here to grill him, to question him that how he was connected to the terror handlers in the Pakistan, because this conspiracy was hatched by the Pakistani terror groups, executed by the local commanders of the modules that are working here in Jammu and Kashmir. Samiksha.
Yes, Gursimran, stay with us. If you could give us more details of this case that was registered by the NI this year itself over the terror funding. Talk to us more about these, multiple terror groups and their modules which have been operating in JNK, which, of course, is under the radar of the National Investigative Agency now.
See, Samiksha, this case is RC05-2022, and this case is almost similar to the RC29 and 30 that was registered by the NIA in 2021 in the national capital. This has been registered in Jammu, and this is an umbrella FIR, which means that this covers the terror financing, the support system to the terror groups, and the entire ecosystem that is working on the behest of the Pakistani terror groups. So RC05 is one of the biggest FIRs, the umbrella FIR that has been registered by the NIA police station in Jammu. And this covers all the aspects. First, be it the terror financing. Second is the support, the logistic support to the terror and the terror infrastructure and the ecosystem that is here in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, irrespective of the terror groups. Because what the terror groups are doing, they are continuously changing their names. Be it Lashkar-e-Toiba to the Resistance Front, the Kashmir Tigers from Jaish-e-Mohammed, and many other terror groups are working in Jammu and Kashmir. So this is an umbrella FIR that was registered by the NIA, and now the raids are underway at over 12 locations across Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, Gursimran, stay with us. You're getting us more breaking news that the simultaneously SI raids are also underway. Give us those breaking updates as well.
Yes, Samiksha, there is a development to this that the SIA is also raiding the multiple locations in the Kashmir Valley, and these raids are to seize the property of Jamaat-e-Islami. Earlier, 3 sets of raids have already been conducted, in which over 100,000 crore properties of the Jamaat-e-Islami has already been seized by the State Investigation Agency, and now we are also looking into much more locations. First, it was in Anantnag, then in Shopian, then it was followed in the Bandipora, Kupwara, and in the North Kashmir, and now much more locations are being searches are being conducted, and the properties will be seized. We are getting to know that the orders that are required from the district magistrate, they have already been issued, and now more and more properties of Jamaat-e-Islami, that even after the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami in February 2019, they have been working and getting the funds from these properties that are proceeds of the terrorism. So now the raids are underway, and the the agencies are going to attach the properties of Jamaat-e-Islami that is linked to various terror groups. And we will be continuing with this coverage right after this short break on massive crackdown on terror.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। मैग्निफिसेंट पिक्चर, मैग्निफिसेंट साउंड, मैग्निफिसेंट एक्सपीरियंस, मैग्निफिक, हाई परफॉर्मेंस टीवीज बाय iWatch Japan, now in India.
डायरेक्ट प्लान
म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स में खुद इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स खुद ही
सी, जैसे मैंने फिट रहने के लिए ट्रेनर रखा है।
तो दिखता ही है भाई।
पर तू तो सेल्फ मेड है भाई।
देख, मुझे फिटनेस की नॉलेज है तो आई मेड माय ओन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम।
और तेरे ट्रेनर के पैसे भी बच गए।
हाँ,
सेम विद डायरेक्ट प्लान, यहाँ मेरे कमीशन के पैसे बच गए।
सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom.
What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah.
शाहरुख ने बताया.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं। There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया। It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
सोच रहा हूँ कमेंट्री ट्राई करूँ। मैच का आखिरी बॉल, तेज तूफानी डिलीवरी, एक धमाकेदार शॉट और ये गया छक्का।
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्रीट टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
And news from across the globe, Arizona is set to take down a makeshift wall made of shipping containers at the Mexico border, settling a lawsuit and political tussle with the US government. The Biden administration and the Republican government has entered into an agreement that Arizona will cease installing the containers in the Coronado National Forest. An explosion and large fire hit a propane gas storage unit on the Moroccan coast, sending balls of flames into the sky. 5 tank trucks were destroyed in the fire. However, no casualties were reported.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Mr. Blanc, you're the world's greatest detective, right?
In your words, there has been a murder. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again if it covers their tracks.
Wow!
Well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too.
Lock the doors. Stay in your rooms. Everyone is in danger.
Are you calling me dangerous?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, Ajay, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC. LIC's annuity plans give 10 annuity options and flexibility in receiving regular income. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट 2023 के माध्यम से देश विदेश के बड़े निवेशकों को आकर्षित करने के लिए प्रदेश की बदली हुई छवि को रोड शो के जरिए प्रचारित करने के साथ ही प्रदेश सरकार राज्य में उपलब्ध असीम व्यावसायिक अवसरों को प्रोफेशनल्स की मदद से निवेशकों तक पहुंचा रही है।
उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार रोड शो का आयोजन भी करने जा रही है ताकि उत्तर प्रदेश में उपलब्ध असीम अवसरों का प्रसार करते हुए निवेश को आकर्षित किया जा सके।
Powered by Century Ply, आग से बचाए. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, smarter steels, brighter futures. HDFC Life, सर उठा के जियो.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं. अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home. Wow. Oh, I love that expression. To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call DEN toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now. Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में मोबाइल्स और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ. तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी.
Volkswagen Tygoon, India's safest SUVW.
Volkswagen.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again and again and again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
Good morning and welcome. You're watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We begin with a look at the top headlines we're tracking here on Republic. It's a big development in the Kanhaiya Lal beheading case. The NIA charge sheet names 2 Pakistani nationals. As the Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from the national capital to Karnataka, India is on COVID alert. The RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes a controversy, says don't return to India. Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home are vandalized. The BJP alleges a DMK role. Lodged in a Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Shobraj will walk free. Now, the senior RJD leader, Abdul Siddiqui, has spoken out about the Muslim community feeling insecure in India, adding that he'd encouraged his children to settle abroad.
RJD leader stokes a controversial comment over Muslims. Speaking at an event in Bihar last week, the RJD leader said,
मेरा एक बेटा है और एक बेटी है। बेटा अभी हार्वर्ड में पढ़ रहा है, बेटी लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स से पास आउट कर चुकी है। तो जो देश का माहौल है, अब आप कहिएगा भाई आप तो खुद हो यहाँ। तो हमने कहा अपने बेटा बेटी को कि नौकरी कर लो उधर ही, अगर सिटीजनशिप भी मिले तो ले लेना। अब इंडिया में माहौल नहीं रह गया, तुम लोग झेल पाओगे या नहीं झेल पाओगे, ये बात हो सकता है। आप समझ सकते हैं कि कितनी तकलीफ से आदमी ये बात अपने बाल बच्चों को कहेगा कि अपना मातृ वतन, अपनी मातृभूमि को छोड़।
BJP, responding to his anti-Muslim comments, condemns this act and calls the event unfortunate.
ये घोर निंदनीय है। मैं ऐसे कड़े शब्दों में इसकी भर्त्सना करता हूं कि अब्दुल बारी सिद्दीकी को देशद्रोह का मुकदमा चलना चाहिए। जिस देश में आदरणीय यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी सबका साथ सबका विकास कर रहे हैं, सबों को एक साथ लेकर चलने का मन में ठाना है, वहां पर एक अल्पसंख्यक समाज के पूर्व मंत्री अब्दुल बारी सिद्दीकी देश विरोधी बातें कर रहे हैं।
और मैं तो कहूँगा आप वरिष्ठ नेता हैं, कम से कम इस तरह के बयान देकर भारत का अपमान मत कीजिए। और भारत की जनता पूरी तरह से सुरक्षित है। ये जो अवार्ड वापसी वाले ग्रुप है ना, ये उसी के तथाकथित लोग हैं जिनको इस देश की मिट्टी की सुगंध से मतलब नहीं है, इस मिट्टी के सम्मान से मतलब नहीं है। अपनी राजनीति रोटी सेकने के लिए लोग काम करते हैं।
Siddiqui was participating in an event organized by Dainik Pyari Urdu to felicitate Bihar Council Chairman Devesh Chandra Thakur on December 17. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
We're now learning that Jagdish Titler has withdrawn from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Do remember there was quite a bit of controversy around him being part of the Bharat Jodo Yatra as it enters Delhi today. We are given to understand that he has now decided not to participate in the Yatra. We don't know whether this is a fallout of the criticism that was there over Jagdish Titler essentially being part of the organizing committee for several of those functions of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Do remember that he was also part earlier of the committee that was formed for the MCD elections in Delhi. Piyush Mishra is on the phone line. He has more details. Piyush, give us more details in terms of the reason for his withdrawal from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Is it because of the criticism that was being piled upon the Congress party?
So certainly that's a big development which we are right now picking is that Jagdish Thakur was withdrawn from Bharat Jodo Yatra. Remember that Bharat Jodo Yatra is entering in national capital tomorrow. And tomorrow, Rahul Gandhi will be beginning his yatra from Delhi, and that yatra is going to culminate there at Ramlila Maidan, where he will be addressing the Congress leaders. But before that, what is now given to understand is that Jagdish Thakur has decided not to take part in this yatra. According to him, he does not want the yatra to be affected. He has been claiming that his oppositions have been leveling wrong allegations against him, and he has not been proven guilty yet. Though there are serious allegations against Jagdish Thakur of being involved in 1984 NTC riots, but he has been giving himself a clean sheet and saying that he was not involved at all. Looking at this important yatra, he has decided to withdraw from the yatra.
He is claiming that he does not want that to be affected or to be diverted by BJP when he when he joins that particular yatra, which is all set to begin in Delhi from tomorrow. So that's a big development which we are right now picking. It is also important to highlight that Jagdish Thakur has been part of important committees of Delhi Congress during the MCD elections. Also, he was made the chief campaign. He was in fact in the list of top campaigners for the Congress party. He was the one who was also responsible for deciding on the tickets distribution in Delhi, and he has been playing important role as far as the Congress's function in national capital is concerned. But this time, when Jagdish Thakur took part in a meeting in Congress office along with other Congress leaders of Delhi, questions were raised as to why Jagdish Thakur was invited there at Congress headquarters to discuss upon the Bharat Jodo Yatra. At that time, BJP had slammed Congress party, saying that it's not Bharat Jodo Yatra, but the message which Congress party is sending is of Bharat Jodo Yatra, and that is why leaders like Jagdish Thakur have been given important position in Congress's functionally here in national capital. But looking at the controversy which took place a couple of days back, and also the controversies which have taken place earlier when Jagdish Thakur has been given important positions, the Thakur has now decided to withdraw from the yatra. He is now coming out and saying that I do not want this yatra to be diverted or affected because of the mudslinging that would be done by BJP. It is important to point out that Thakur has not been removed or being asked by the Congress party not to take part in this yatra. He has taken this decision on his own. Congress party so far seems to be, inviting him, and we have seen Congress party inviting him on various platforms, and he has been given important positions. He has been given important responsibility in the organization in Delhi. But this time, Jagdish Thakur decides to take this decision on his own. We'll have to wait and watch how BJP is now going to look into it.
All right. So as Piyush is pointing out, of course, news just coming in that Jagdish Thakur has on his own withdrawn from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Piyush, for the moment, thank you very much for joining us. Piyush, of course, is continuing to bring us the latest on the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Also, as Piyush was mentioning, the Yatra will be entering Delhi tomorrow. News just coming in. The Thoothukudi police have booked the BJP state vice president Sasikala Pushpa under 3 sections of the Indian Penal Code. This comes after the DMK filed a complaint in the police station against the BJP leader for verbally abusing a minister and also for issuing death threats at a recent public event. Now, do remember that there was a war of words that essentially broke out between the DMK's Geeta Jeevan and the BJP's Pushpa, with both exchanging harsh words, and thereafter, of course, reports also seem to suggest that the BJP leader's home and vehicle was vandalized. But we're now given to understand that the police has booked the BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa over what the DMK has alleged has been verbal abuse against a minister. Varshini is reporting live on this from Chennai. Varshini, another twist in this case of a war of words turning physical between the DMK and the BJP.
Absolutely, yes, Nupur. So what was expected out of this whole issue was that there will be some kind of a reconciliation between these two leaders, and the issue would be sorted. But now, rather than trying to calm down the agitated BJP, the DMK have now went ahead and they have filed a case with the Thoothukudi police, and they have also mentioned that there has been verbal abuse and also death threats being issued during a public event in Thoothukudi district, where the BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa had spoken about a particular minister, Geeta Jeevan, and she's also mentioned about certain remarks that the minister made, and had issued threats against the remarks made by the minister, and has said, if at all you continue to speak like this, we will react to this in this way. So this is what the DMK's complaint says. They say that this is a death threat issued by the minister, by the BJP leader, and also abusive words have been used. Therefore, they have filed a complaint, and the Thoothukudi police have accepted the complaint, and they have now booked the BJP leader under 3 sections, under the 504, 505, 5061, and now they have booked her. Therefore, this is very big twist, as you mentioned, that we are seeing in this case, as the DMK has now moved towards filing a case against the BJP leader, and that is what we are picking up from the ground.
Right. Now, Varshini, what about the other side of the story? Now, has there been a case that has been lodged against people who attacked the BJP leader's home and vandalized her car?
So, Nupur, yesterday, as soon as this incident occurred, the BJP had filed a complaint with the Thoothukudi police regarding this vandalization that took place at the BJP leader's house. And immediately, the police also rushed to the spot, and the investigation is also currently underway to find out who are responsible for this attack. And since the BJP is also very strongly putting forth allegations that DMK minister is behind this attack that has taken place at the BJP leader's house, the police are also currently very rapidly investigating the case with the available evidences at the house, and if at all they are able to procure any CCTV footages from the surrounding neighborhood area to find out who exactly these miscreants were who attacked the house of the BJP leaders. So there is a very active ongoing investigation about which we will also be getting to know further details as to where the police stand in finding out more details on this investigation.
All right. So as Varshini is pointing out, of course, an investigation is on as far as the attack is concerned. Now, Varshini, what are you hearing in terms of the BJP's demands right now after there was this violence that was reported? Of course, they say... Varshini, just stay with us. All right, on the phone line with us is Kovai Satyam from the AIADMK. Kovai Satyam, good morning. Thank you for speaking to us. How do you see what's happening in Tamil Nadu? It does appear that a war of words between the DMK and the BJP has gone horribly wrong.
Persons who are responsible to upkeep the law has become the law breakers. It is not one stray incident. It has become a trend. The elected representatives taking the law into their own hands in their guise of political vendetta is the new norm. Just 2 days ago, the ex-minister of the AIADMK, our party, his car was attacked, acids were thrown, and one of the elected councillor was kidnapped in broad daylight. It has become a day-to-day activity for the DMK and the office bearers to take the law into their own hands and to ensure that their political vendetta and their whatever they think can be done taken for granted.
Right. So what you are saying is that you see these as strong arm tactics?
Yes, it is still happening. Whoever raises voice against this government are slapped with Gundas Act wherein the judiciary had come very hard on them. Why are you taking for granted? Gundas are here slapping left, right and center. Judiciary had indeed condemned the DMK. And every day, every hour, law and order is in shambles. And the cherry on icing is the elected representatives who are in the ranks of MLAs and ministers use the police force, use rowdies, use thugs for their own agenda, to drive their own narrative in political mandate.
All right. Mr. Kovai Satyam, thank you for speaking to us on Republic TV. So, the AIADMK over there saying that they believe that this is the DMK using their elected government power to sort their own agendas out. That's what the AIADMK says. But the fact of the matter also is that there was a heated exchange of words between the DMK leader and the BJP leader. Thereafter, of course, some people attacked the BJP leader's car. They vandalized her vehicle. They also entered her home. Also, after that, we have seen action being taken against the BJP leader over the kind of language she used against a minister. Varshini is reporting on this from Chennai. She continues to be with us. Now, Varshini, how do you see this going forward? Because obviously, it's already turned quite ugly with the kind of violence that we are seeing in Tamil Nadu between the two political parties.
Well, absolutely, yes, Nupur. So this is definitely turned very ugly, like you mentioned, because a war of words is not new in the kind of politics that we are seeing in the state. There has been several such incidents happening between the DMK and the BJP and the AIDMK. For that matter, there's been so many exchange of arguments, but taking it to a physical level, taking it to a level of attacking another leader's house and car is definitely a whole new low that has taken place in the state. And already there has been several questions being raised about the law and order situation, going on in the state with the kind of crimes that are happening. This kind of an incident, an attack on the BJP leader who spoke against the DMK leader is definitely a very shocking incident that has taken place. And now that the BJP is already agitated and they have filed a complaint and they want some sort of a response from the DMK and apology to come up with, but rather they have come back with a case, putting out a case against the BJP leader. So this is definitely seeing, we're able to sense the intensity of this matter increasing with every other step that these parties take up. So we'll have to wait and see how, if at all, the DMK High Command is able to, make peace in this matter, are able to calm down both the ends, or, to try to make peace with the BJP party, or if at all it's going to grow even more, is the biggest question lying here. So we'll have to wait and see how this pans out for both the party leaders, and the party's reputation is also at the stake. So we'll have to see how they react.
All right, Varshini, of course, is bringing us the latest on this. Now, Varshini, we're given to understand that the case that has been filed against the BJP leader, of course, is under 3 sections of the IPC. Can you give us more details?
Absolutely, yes. The 3 sections are the 504, section 505 and 506(1). And these are the sections that the Thoothukudi police have booked the BJP leader, Vice President Sasikala Pushpa for. And they have mentioned that these are under the acts which are against issuing death threats at a public event, and also verbally abusing a DMK leader. So these are the issues that the DMK also put forth in their complaint, and they have taken that complaint and they have booked the BJP leader Sasikala Pushpa under these 3 sections. And it is definitely very important to note that there has been an exchange of words taking place here. It was not one-sided, but now that the DMK has gone ahead and filed a complaint, the Thoothukudi police have also booked.
All right, Varshini reporting on that from Chennai. Thank you very much for joining us. Varshini, of course, has been bringing us updates since this morning began. Thank you. A look at what else is making news this morning. The Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that the State Assembly, that a special investigation team will be formed to conduct a probe into the death of Disha Salian, the former manager of late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. According to the police, Salian allegedly committed suicide by jumping from a high-rise building in the Malad area of Mumbai on the 8th of June in 2020. Amidst the looming COVID-19 threat, the Indian Medical Association has issued an advisory on impending COVID outbreak. The IMA has urged citizens to wear face masks in public places and maintain social distancing. The IMA has also advised citizens to avoid international travel. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has issued guidelines for international arrivals in the context of COVID-19 pandemic and updated the same from time to time. The present guidelines are being revised in light of increasing trajectory of COVID-19 cases being noted in some countries across the world. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has summoned EdTech Byju's CEO Ravindran over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to bring their courses. The Apex to buy their courses, The Apex Child Rights Body has asked Ravindran to appear in person today over the alleged malpractice of hard selling and mis-selling of Byju's courses for students. The Bharat Rashtriya Samiti will hold a Mahadharna in all district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. MLC leader K. Kavita has alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing Telangana government to take back schemes under Manrega. Aftab Poonawalla, the accused in the murder of his girlfriend Shraddha Walkar, withdrew his bail application citing communication gap with his lawyer. The Delhi police has also moved an application before the Saket court seeking permission to collect Aftab Poonawalla's voice sample. The hearing of this is likely to take place today. As per sources that we are now that are now getting us this information, we are learning that it is possible that on Tuesday there will be a mock drill in all hospitals across the country. State health ministers will also be conducting and be part of this mock drill. This is an advisory that has been issued to states. What we are given to understand right now is that even as there has been a list of advisories that have been issued to state governments by the centre, we are learning that one of the things that is being done is there could be mock drills at hospitals. The health minister is likely also to conduct a mock drill amid the COVID surge. Mandavia will be meeting the state ministers at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is the meeting that will take place between the health minister and the state health ministers. I'm going to try and go across to our correspondents. Well, we don't have them yet, but nevertheless, this is what we know so far. We are told that the health minister will be conducting mock drills. There is a meeting that is scheduled this afternoon at 3 o'clock where Mansukh Mandavia will be meeting health ministers of various states as well. Now, there is, of course, a list of guidelines that have been issued to various airports across the country. One of them, of course, is the fact that there might be random testing that will be done for passengers who are arriving from abroad. The government has also issued an advisory to passengers to make sure that they get their thermal screening done when they arrive in India. That's become mandatory once again. We are learning that they're also advising the use of masks and hand sanitizers on flights. Now, all of this is the list of advice that has been issued by the Health Ministry as well as the Aviation Ministry. On your screens right now, of course, is news that's just coming in. We are learning that there is going to be a mock drill that will be conducted. And here's a look at what else is making news in terms of COVID. the Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia will be holding a meeting with health ministers of states and union territories this afternoon at 3 o'clock over rising COVID-19 cases in some parts of the world. Mandavia made a suo motu statement in the Rajya Sabha on Thursday on India's preparedness, said that the situation is being constantly monitored and there are no direct flights between China and India. However, the concern remains that people come via other routes. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has issued guidelines for international arrivals in context of COVID-19 pandemic and updated the same from time to time. The present guidelines are being revised in light of increasing trajectory of COVID-19 cases. Amidst the looming COVID-19 threat, the Indian Medical Association has issued an advisory on impended COVID outbreak. IMA has urged citizens to wear face masks in public places. Coming up next, the RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes a controversy, says don't return to India. And lost in a Kathmandu jail since 2003 linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free.
An unshakable belief, a 360-degree holistic model of development, and a strong team of 300 people is transforming millions of lives in rural Maharashtra.
Build hope, we build aspiration, we allow them, we give them the tools with which to dream.
Catch the second episode of Swadesh Foundation's Swa Se Bane Desh at these times only on Republic TV.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
2022 में सुबु ने कंसिस्टेंटली अंडर परफॉर्म किया और 3 बार डिमोट होकर भी दिखाया, पर सुबु तो उड़ रहा है क्योंकि जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में शॉपिंग पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Inspired by our today, we design your tomorrow. Some said electric is the future. We said, why stop there? At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर, ग्रोथ का है चांस। डेट में है लो रिस्क, बात मेरी मान।
गोल्ड सिर्फ गोल्ड, भैया ने भी यही किया।
सुन सबकी कर मल्टी, मतलब मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन फंड्स, यानी 3-in-1 फंड। ये इक्विटी, डेट, गोल्ड तीनों में एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करें। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यान पूर्वक पढ़ें।
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
It is a big development in the Kanhaiya Lal beheading case. The NIA charge sheet names 2 Pakistani nationals. As the Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from the national capital to Karnataka, India is on COVID alert. RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes a controversy, says don't return to India. The Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home are vandalized. The BJP alleges a DMK role. Lodged in a Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free. Now, following a global spurt in COVID-19 cases, which are being reported from across the world, Indian states are also gearing up to tackle a looming COVID-19 threat. Several states held key COVID-19 review meetings and issued fresh advisories. Here's more.
The sudden COVID-19 surge in China has undoubtedly raised global concern. India too is ramping state-wise, preparing to tackle the looming COVID threat. Taking a cue from centre, which held a review meeting on Wednesday, states and union territories have issued fresh guidelines. Uttarakhand Chief Minister has made the booster shot mandatory. Uttar Pradesh has put hospitals on high alert and even issued an advisory.
मंत्री जी ने पूरे प्रदेश के उच्च अधिकारियों के साथ बैठक की है। तो जो कोविड को लेकर के दुनिया के दूसरे हिस्सों से खबरें आ रही हैं, उनको लेकर के उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार सतर्कता के साथ आगे बढ़ रही है। हमने ऐसे सभी स्थल जहां भीड़ भाड़ वाले हैं, वहां कोविड का प्रोटोकॉल पालन किए जाने के लिए सलाह जारी की है, एडवाइजरी जारी की है।
COVID-19 testing has been ramped up in Chandigarh.
COVID situation is now turning up again, and even Chandigarh administration has paced up their activities to deal with the COVID-19 situation, and first they have scaled up the testing.
Madhya Pradesh Home Minister directed laboratories to boost genome sequencing.
इस प्रदेश के अंदर सभी को कहा गया है.
Punjab too is switching into action mode. Following the spurt in cases globally, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal chaired the key COVID meet.
चाइना में जो वेरिएंट है वो है BF.7. सबसे पहले तो मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि दिल्ली में BF.7 का एक भी केस नहीं मिला है. सो अभी फिलहाल घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है.
Mamata Banerjee government is closely monitoring the situation.
Our country, it is the first we do it advance. In advance we do it every year.
Meanwhile, Mamata asserted that Christmas celebrations won't be stopped. High-level meetings were chaired in Maharashtra. Notably, Prime Minister has cautioned against complacency, batting for mask mandate, asking India to adopt COVID norms. With the threat of another COVID wave looming large, it's time for India to mask up once again. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Now, in view of the sudden rise in COVID-19 cases globally, the Prime Minister has chaired a review meeting. Meanwhile, ensuring India's preparedness to tackle COVID wave, the Prime Minister has issued fresh guidelines to the state and also asked people to follow COVID-appropriate behaviour.
Amid global COVID spike, PM Modi chaired a high-level review meeting. Putting an overall focus on India's preparedness to tackle looming COVID threat, PM issued fresh guidelines to the states. PM further asserted COVID-appropriate behavior must be followed at all times, especially in view of the upcoming festive season. Cautioning against complacency, PM Modi made masks mandatory. Leaving no stone unturned to ensure India's readiness to tackle COVID, the Indian Medical Association also issued guidelines. The guidelines include wearing face masks, maintaining social distancing, washing hands regularly with hand wash or cleaning with sanitizers, and avoiding public gatherings like marriages. People should avoid traveling abroad and consult doctors on experiencing symptoms like fever, sore throat, and cough. With sudden spurt of COVID cases globally, the centre duly made the random testing mandatory on international airports.
The government is formulating specific guidelines for travelers coming from China, flights coming from China or via China, to make sure that the spread of COVID-19 is curbed and that India does not have to face the kind of situation that it faced in the first and second wave.
While Centre has asked people to adhere by guidelines, it's time for India to gear up to tackle upcoming COVID wave. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, now, according to Health Ministry sources, on Tuesday, a mock drill will be done in all hospitals across the country, and the same mock drill will be done by the state health ministers in every state. It is also stated that in today's meeting, the state health ministers at 3 p.m. a set of guidelines will be issued to states. The health ministry sources have also confirmed that masks will not be mandatory, but there will be strict guidelines for public gatherings. So, Tanisha and Madhurima are tracking this for us. To you first, Tanisha. Detail for us what the government is planning to do. We are learning that there will be a set of guidelines that will be issued to states. However, masking at this point in time at least is not mandatory.
Right, Nupur. Well, strict guidelines is what will people have to adhere to, because remember, this is what we're getting to learn from our reports is that China is experiencing the biggest COVID outbreak, and remember, cases here have been witnessing as well. However, in everyday, day-to-day life, India is, however, witnessing less number of cases, which is around 200. But however, it is extremely important to maintain precaution. Mask, as what we're getting to learn, this is the latest that is coming in. Mask will not be mandatory in public. However, people will have to adhere to strict guidelines, which is of course maintaining of distance, maintaining safe distance, using sanitizers, and precautions in that case will have to be maintained, because remember, it's been almost 2 to 3 years since the time when India was also witnessing a massive COVID outbreak, and now it is very crucial for everybody to take precautions, and it is upon them, it is their discretion on how they have to maintain precaution, because remember, this the new variant that we are experiencing, that we see, the BF.7 variant, is a more highly infectious variant than the earlier variants that we experienced. So rightly said, new guidelines have been issued. People will have to adhere to strict guidelines. Mask, however, will not be mandatory so far.
All right, absolutely. Let me also go across to Madhurima right now. Madhurima, even as we look at the numbers rising in other cases, India, of course, is trying to be ahead of the curve and perhaps put in place measures to prevent a spike in cases back home here. We are told that the health ministry at the centre is actually trying to monitor the states across, monitor the condition across the states, and also preparing a detailed guideline for COVID appropriate behaviour. Take us through that as well. All right, I think that's a bit of an audio trouble we have over there with Madhurima right now. We'll fix that and go back to her in just a bit. But let me take that question to Tanisha now. Tanisha, even as we try to stay ahead of the curve, that's what that's what the government at least is hoping for in India. We are told that the centre is going to be monitoring this very consistently across states. So tell us more on that.
Rightly said, Nupur. Well, there are some states which have already issued guidelines and COVID advisories, some of them being RT-PCR test, which is mandatory. Airports, there are airports which have mentioned that RT-PCR test will be mandatory for people coming from international areas. With that, there are states like Madhya Pradesh, like Karnataka, who've also said that genome sequencing of those positive samples will have to be done, because remember, the variant that we are talking about right now here is BF.7, which is highly infectious. It is highly infectious among people who are in very close contact. And remember, this has been the case because when we talk about COVID, it is widely spread because it is a communicable disease, and that is why this variant is of all the way more concern, because it is highly infectious and it could also lower down your immune system, which people might have gained due to vaccination. So remember, even if you are vaccinated for first and second dose, you could get reinfected because of the BF7 variant. This is how deadly this variant is. Now, when we are talking about precautions, there are many states that have issued advisory. However, when we talk about Delhi specifically, Delhi has said that there will be no Christmas or New Year parties. There will be a limited number of people who will be allowed in parties. Isolation is something that we are looking at. So these are the main precautions that is taken by the national capital.
Stay with us.
States, other states have also done the same, maintaining of distance and lowering the number of crowd in a public place.
Let's get in a word from Madhurima as well, Tanisha, now. Stay with us, Tanisha. We'll go across to Madhurima, get in a word from her as well. Madhurima, we were talking about the fact that there is also going to be a mock drill that will be conducted on Tuesday, is what we are learning. So tell us more about that, and also take us through precautions that have been put in place, particularly for Delhi.
Absolutely, Pura. It's going to be a very crucial meeting that will be held by the Health Minister, the Union Health Minister, where Health Minister from all the states will be joining, and demographically guidelines for every state will be sketched, because we know that India is a vast country, and to put in guideline in place and implementation, it is imperative that a detailed discussion be done, Nupur. And as far as more guidelines are concerned, if we talk about international passengers guideline, yesterday the guidelines were issued for civil aviation as well by the Health Ministry, where it has been said that the passengers who have been deboarding will have to, the 2% of them will have to undergo a random testing, random sampling, and after that they'll be allowed to move on. Asymptomatic patients will be allowed to go on, where if symptomatic you will be taken swiftly to the nearby hospital as and when said by the guidelines, and then we'll have to see that those 2% sampling that will be done will be sent for genome sequencing if found positive. So
Madhurima, I'm afraid there's a bit of a problem with your audio there. If you could ask your VJ to fix that, and if you could fix it as well. Stay with us, both of you. We spoke to Brajesh Pathak, and this is what he told us.
ब्रजेश जी, कोविड को लेकर के पूरा देश में अलर्ट है। कल आप लोग की बैठक भी हुई है, क्या दिशा निर्देश?
उत्तर प्रदेश राज्य पूरी तरह से सतर्क है। कल बैठक करके सभी जिलाधिकारियों को, मुख्य जिलाधिकारियों को निर्देश दिया गया है कि भीड़ भाड़ वाले इलाकों में मास्क पहने जाने की सलाह हमने प्रदेश के नागरिकों को दी है। इसके अलावा जो पॉजिटिव मरीज आए उनको जीनोम टेस्टिंग कराएंगे। विदेश यात्रा से आए जो हमारे यात्री हैं उनकी अलग से टेस्टिंग कराएंगे और उनको तब तक आइसोलेशन में रहने के लिए कहा है।
कोई आदेश नहीं जारी हुआ, सिर्फ अभी लोगों को
अभी एडवाइजरी है जागरूकता के।
अच्छा सर, विदेशों से जो लोग आ रहे हैं उनको लेकर के या
अलग से हम जांच कराएंगे, तब तक उनको आइसोलेशन में रखने की सलाह दी है।
अच्छा सर, कल आप लोग का प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ, प्रेजेंटेशन में क्या चीज़ है?
में उत्तर प्रदेश को $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की तरफ ले जाने के लिए हमारी सरकार काम कर रही है। हम ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट जब आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की अगुवाई में शुरू होगा तो दुनिया इसका नज़ारा देखेगी। प्रदेश देश में नंबर 1 राज्य आर्थिक मोर्चे पर भी बनने जा रहा है।
News is coming in. We're now also learning that the Bharat Biotech Nasal vaccine has been approved by the Health Ministry. We are told that the dosage that's been prescribed for this is 2 drops. We are going to try and go across down to our reporters in a bit to get more information on this. But the nasal vaccine of Bharat Biotech has also been approved. Do remember that there has been a bit of a complacency as far as vaccinations also are concerned, and the government has been urging everybody to go ahead and take their 3rd doses to those, of course, who are entitled to take it. But right now, we are given to understand that the Bharat Biotech nasal vaccine has also been approved by the Health Ministry. Now, when will it be available for use in markets is something that we'll know soon. You are watching Republic TV. Time for a very short break. The RJD leader Abdul Siddiqui stokes a controversy, says don't return to India. And lost in a Kathmandu jail since 2003 linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
Volkswagen Tygoon, India's safest SUVW. Volkswagen.
काफी टैलेंटेड है आपकी बेटी।
सर बड़ी होकर इंडिया के लिए खेलना चाहती है। उसके फ्यूचर के लिए अभी से मैंने सेविंग भी स्टार्ट कर दी है।
फ्यूचर की बात है तो सिर्फ उसे नहीं, आपको भी मैदान में उतरना पड़ेगा।
मुझे?
इनका मतलब है म्यूचुअल फंड्स के मैदान में। सिर्फ सेविंग्स नहीं, हर महीने म्यूचुअल फंड्स में भी इन्वेस्ट कीजिए।
वरना आपकी बेटी तो बड़ी होगी,
पर उसके लिए सेव किए हुए पैसे शायद उतने ही रह जाएंगे।
सही है सर।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Here gravity and physics don't call the shots, and sound travels slower than you. This is a different kind of place. That's why we're looking for different kind of people, for whom excellence is not a job, but a way of being, be it in the sky or on the ground. We're looking for an invincible team of invincible people. People who are a cut above.
Join the Indian Air Force to be a cut above.
And here's a look at the top news this morning. NIA raids are taking place across Jammu and Kashmir. Over a dozen locations are being raided in connection with the terror funding case and supporting terror infrastructure in Kashmir. BSF troops have foiled another drone intrusion in Amritsar. BSF troops shot down the drone, which has now been seized. A search is on for contraband or weapons that were dropped using this drone. Farmers staged a protest in Punjab's Firozpur. 10 Kisan leaders were booked for electricity theft during the protest outside the liquor factory. The police has also registered an FIR against them for using electricity by illegal means. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has summoned EdTech's Baiju CEO Ravindran over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to buy their courses. The Apex Child Rights body has asked Ravindran to appear in person today over the alleged malpractice of hard selling and mis-selling of Baiju's courses for students. The BRS will hold a Mahadharna in all district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. Leader K. Kavita has alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing Telangana government to take back schemes under Manrega. India's ambassador to Russia, Pavan Kapoor, addressed a plenary session of the India-Russia Business Forum organised by the India Business Alliance in Moscow. He stressed the need for businesses on both sides to understand and utilise new opportunities and battled for International North-South Transport Corridor and the Eastern Maritime Corridor. Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to the UN, spoke out in support of peace, security and prosperity. She said that India does not hesitate in raising a voice against the common enemy of humanity such as terrorism. In the wrap-up session, as India is set to exit the UNSC after a 2-year term. New developments in the Congress's Bharat Jodo Yatra as the Congress leader Jagdish Titler withdraws from participating in the Yatra. Sources claim that the Congress leader may have skipped the Delhi leg of the Yatra to avoid controversy. The BJP State Vice President Sasikala Pushpa has been booked by the Thoothukudi police under sections of the IPC. The DMK had filed a complaint with the police against the BJP leader for verbally abusing a minister and also for issuing death threats at a recent public event. Months after Kanhaiya Lal was brutally murdered in the Udaipur district of Rajasthan, the National Investigation Team has filed a charge sheet against 2 Pakistani nationals in connection with the case. Investigations have revealed that the accused persons operated as a terror gang module. You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, the Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home are vandalized. The BJP alleges a DMK role. Lodged in a Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free.
Tonight, a murder will be committed. If anyone can name the killer, that person wins our game.
This is truly delightful.
Holy
There has been a murder. For one person, this is not a game. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again.
You must be really great at clues.
I'm very bad at dumb things.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. Magnificent picture, magnificent sound, magnificent experience, Magnifique. High-performance TVs by Aiwa Japan, now in India.
Hey, boss.
Rahul? How come you're here?
Boss, Shahrukh ne bataya.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
Booking a service from here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं. There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
क्या हुआ रोहन? क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया पहली सैलरी मिली है. तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो. एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है.
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना. लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में.
एनपीएस में? रिया अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है. इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है. वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं.
बात में तो दम है.
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है.
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ.
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं.
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं. एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है.
Welcome back. understand the chronology, the Congress said, as it pointed out that the health minister wrote to Rahul Gandhi over COVID concerns and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi was reviewing the virus-related situation just days before the Bharat Jodo Yatra entered Delhi. Here's a report.
From China to United States, there is a global alarm over the rising COVID-19 cases. India too is gearing up to fight the COVID-19 threat that is looming large once again. From boosting genome sequencing to ramping up testing, India is leaving no stone unturned. Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia chaired a key review meet. He made a full statement in Lok Sabha.
अगर देश में कोई नया वेरिएंट आता है तो समय से उनकी पहचान कर सार्वजनिक स्वास्थ्य के लिए कदम उठाया जा सके। आने वाले त्योहार और नए साल को ध्यान में रखते हुए राज्यों को सतर्क रहकर लोगों का मास्क पहनना, हैंड सैनिटाइजर करना, रेस्पिरेटरी हाइजीन का ख्याल रखना और सामाजिक दूरी बनाए रखने की जागरूकता लानी चाहिए। राज्यों को कोविड वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज बढ़ाने पर और लोगों को प्रिकॉशन डोज की अहमियत के प्रति जागरूकता लाने के लिए भी कदम उठाना चाहिए।
Amidst the sudden global spurt, the parliament too is masking up. Prime Minister Modi too chaired a key meeting to review the COVID-19 situation in the country. India is swinging into action mode, but the opposition is trivializing the COVID-19 alarm. Just hours ahead of Prime Minister's meeting and a day after the Health Minister expressed concern over the brazen violation of norms at Bharat Jodo Yatra, Congress fired the chronology समझिए बाब।
अरे वो रोकेंगे तब हम देखेंगे, देखते हैं वो कैसे रोकेंगे।
किससे कोविड फैल सकता है?
वो जो कर रहे हैं उससे कोविड फैल सकता है। उन्होंने जो कार्यक्रम करे हैं उससे नहीं कोविड फैल रहा है। जो उन्होंने कार्यक्रम करे हैं उससे कोविड नहीं फैल रहा है।
Despite the COVID warning, Rahul Gandhi has remained defiant.
अब इन्होंने नया आइडिया निकाला है। मुझे चिट्ठी लिखी, कोविड आ रहा है, यात्रा बंद करो, मास्क पहनो, यात्रा बंद करो, कोविड फैल रहा है, सब बहाने हैं। हिंदुस्तान की शक्ति से, हिंदुस्तान की सच्चाई से ये लोग डर गए हैं।
But with no vaccination data of participants, no masks or social distancing at the yatra, is it so wrong for the government to ask Rahul and company to follow COVID-19 norms? Bureau Report for Republic TV.
Lodged in a Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free soon.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again. And again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time. And say, I'm not done.
Pooja, you left the job and still so cool?
Bro, new challenges bring new opportunities.
Oh, really?
Seriously, Rahul, my entire house, now it's an online retail store. Look.
Wow. But money?
Few years back, I'd invested my Diwali bonus.
And now you have LIC's ULIP plan Nivesh Plus. Invest once, get the benefit of both life insurance and maximize returns based on market trends.
One sec, Rahul.
Madam, you are double cool.
अब जियो मार्ट की ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में फूड और ग्रोसरीज में मिलेगा अप टू 50% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
हर कोई
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
The police have recovered 6 handmade bombs under a bridge in Assam's Sonitpur district. A joint patrol team of the army. However, the bombs were later defused.
Massive protest was called out by Pancham Sali Lingayat community in order to demand reservation.
Gilgit-Baltistan, where Pakistan forces are facing protest from locals for installation of forces camp in the area. The locals not allow frontier corps or park rangers to occupy their land.
Thanks for tuning in. This Friday morning, we are tracking all the top stories this Friday, starting first with the top headlines. As Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from national capital to Karnataka, India is on COVID alert. Crucial health minister meet with state health ministers. Guidelines to be issued for states. Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala Pushpa's car and house vandalized. BJP alleges DMK's role. Lodged in Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, bikini killer Charles Sobraj to walk free today. Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala Pushpa's car and house vandalized. BJP alleges DMK's role. After outrage, tainted titler forced to withdraw from Yatra. Lodged in Kathmandu jail since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, bikini killer Charles Sobraj to walk free. Now, even as the centre has sounded an alarm over the situation regarding COVID-19 in other countries, the big update coming in this hour that the government has approved Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine, which is all set to be added to the CoWIN app. So that's the big news break of this hour. Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine that has been approved and will also be added to the CoWIN app. So a big breakthrough of sorts coming in, with a nasal vaccine having been approved by the government. In fact, a news spray coming in that the government has approved the nasal vaccine, which will be used as a booster and will be available first in private hospitals. It will be included in COVID vaccination program starting today. Harsha getting us this big news break this hour. 2 drops of nasal vaccine that have been advised by the government after it's been approved by the health minister. Harsha, Madhurima and Tanisha, of course, joining us with all those COVID alerts, starting with Harsha's news break. Harsha, if you could give us more details on this nasal vaccine which has been approved by the health minister.
Exactly. This nasal vaccine is a heterologous vaccine and it was long to be approved by the DCGI and the Health Ministry and the government, the panel of the COVID. But today we are getting to know that from today onwards, nasal vaccine will be used as a heterologous vaccine, which is a booster vaccine. That means if someone has taken 2 doses of Covishield or Covaxin, they can easily take the nasal vaccine. The 2 drops of nasal vaccine will be used as a booster vaccine, and from today onwards, it will also be included in the government vaccination program, and and the initial phase of nasal vaccine will be available in the private hospitals. The capping, the rates of nasal vaccine is still not told by the ministry, but they have said that not in the government hospital, but initially in private hospital, nasal vaccine will be started from today. It depends on the private hospital what rates they are choosing for the nasal vaccine. But if one has taken the Sputnik vaccine or Covishield or Covaxin, they can easily use nasal vaccine as a booster vaccine, which are being told this is a Bharat Biotech vaccine whose name is Incovax. So from today onwards, this vaccine gets a nod from the government, from the panel of ministry, and the government approves this vaccine. And if we talk about Covovax, it is still in the talk, but the Covovax has not been approved till now. Only nasal vaccine has been given nod by the ministry yet. Back to you, Samiksha.
Yes, Harsha, stay with us. We have Tanisha and Madhurima, of course. Madhurima, if you could give us more details as to the guidelines that have been issued by the Delhi government for the people regarding the COVID norms.
Well, as far as the guidelines is concerned, the health minister will be meeting all the state health ministers today in a virtual meeting at around 3 in the afternoon. What needs to be seen here is that particular guidelines as per the demographic situation of each and every state will be sketched by the health ministry. Now, the kind of primary guidelines that have been put in place are basically for the airports first, and of course, like my colleague Harsha was highlighting, that the masks have been highly advised by the health ministry, and the people have been asked to avoid the crowded places. As far as the international passenger guidelines are concerned, at the time of deboarding, around 2% of the passengers will be identified and random sampling will be done. This will be done by the airlines itself, following which, if any of that 2% comes out to be positive, that will be sent for genome sequencing. And now, to be very specific, as far as the deboardation rule is concerned, those with symptoms will be directly taken to the hospitals, and asymptomatic will be allowed to move on. Also, children below the age of 12 will not be taken in this random sampling, though if found symptomatic, of course, they will be taken into consideration and will be sent to the hospitals to be taken care of. These are the primary guidelines that have been set up by the health ministry. Also, the health ministry has issued advisory to the states a day before yesterday in the evening, where they have said that the genome sequencing needs to be aggravated and the samples have to be sent quite frequently, so that the INSA-COG could pin a specific area where there is spurt and hence combat the COVID-19 spread. Now we'll have to wait and watch as to what more comes from the health ministry.
Yes.
Like we broke earlier, that mock drills will be conducted all across the country, and in Delhi it would be the union minister himself doing that. So we have to wait and watch as to what more pours out of this meeting that will be held at 3 p.m. We'll be waiting for more guidelines.
Yes. Stay with us. Harsha, if you could give us more details about this nasal vaccine which has been approved. And also we understand that the health ministry is waiting for the result of the study from the ICMR in connection with the COVID vaccines to give us all those details.
Exactly, Samisha. Now, in the off-cam briefing by Health Minister, there were several questions regarding the heart attacks which has been happening after this COVID has been seen, after the pandemic in 2020, from 2022. We have seen several young age people dying from these heart attack, and whether it is because of the COVID, whether it is because of the steroids, whether it is because of the medicines and the vaccination, this has to be studied. So ICMR conducted a study almost for 6 months. Various data were collected by ICMR, and that study has been submitted to the Union Health Ministry by the ICMR. Until now, what government and what the Health Ministry suggests is that there's no evidence which shows that the heart attacks are happening because of COVID or because of the vaccine. There's no evidence as of now, but the detailed study will also be submitted later in the evening by ICMR. Till now, the preliminary study suggests that there's no evidence that the deaths because of cardiac arrest is happening because of the vaccine or COVID. And Samiksha, there are several vaccines which were required government not from nasal vaccine to Covovax. These were the two vaccines which were in line to get approval from and not from the health ministry. And today there's a big news that nasal vaccine has been given nod by the government, and from today onwards it will be included in the immunization program and it will be available in the private hospital. Anyone who wants to go for nasal vaccine can go to the private hospital and get nasal vaccine as a booster dose. Samiksha, back to you.
Harsha, stay with us. We have Tanisha also getting us all the updates. Tanisha, for our viewers also would want to know more about this sub-variant of Omicron, which is of course a growing concern. Tell us more about how transmissible is it and how worrying is it when we talk about the rising cases of this variant of Omicron.
Rightly said, Samisha. Well, remember, this new variant is a sub-variant of Omicron virus. It is the BF7 and it is highly infectious, and that is why reports are also telling us that even if you are vaccinated with your 2 doses, this virus can reinfect you. So like you said, it is a highly transmissible, highly infectious virus which can affect you even if you are vaccinated. So remember, vaccination does not help in this case. So it is always advisable to take precautions, because remember, precaution is always better than cure. When we talk about the symptoms, there are few major symptoms that we saw in the other variants as well, which is flu, cold, cough, symptoms like diarrhea and stomach ache are the few common symptoms that we see of the BF7. Remember, all of this is all the way more infectious. The intensity of you getting the flu, of getting stomach ache is all the way more. When we talk about highly infectious, the death rate in this case is what we're getting to learn is slightly higher than the other Omicron variants, than the other variants that we experienced in the first 2 years of when India was struck with COVID virus. So this is extremely important for our viewers to know that this new variant that has come in is highly infectious, and that is why it is necessary to maintain all precautions and more precautions than the people used to take before the COVID wave had struck. Because remember, although we are reporting just 200 cases per day, however, this number is expected to spike up. When we talk about the variant, only 4 cases have been reported in India so far, 3 in Gujarat and 1 in Odisha.
Yes, Tanisha, stay with us. Harsha and Madhurima as well getting us those updates on COVID-19. In fact, talking about UP, where masks have been made mandatory for the UP cops, let's listen into that exclusive conversation we had with Brajesh Pathak.
ब्रजेश जी, कोविड को लेकर के पूरा देश में अलर्ट है। कल आप लोग की बैठक भी हुई है, क्या दिशा निर्देश?
उत्तर प्रदेश राज्य पूरी तरह से सतर्क है। कल बैठक करके सभी जिलाधिकारियों को, मुख्य जिलाधिकारियों को निर्देश दिया गया है कि भीड़-भाड़ वाले इलाकों में मास्क पहने जाने की सलाह हमने प्रदेश के नागरिकों को दी है। इसके अलावा जो पॉजिटिव मरीज आए उनको जीनोम टेस्टिंग कराएंगे। विदेश यात्रा से आए जो हमारे यात्री हैं उनकी अलग से टेस्टिंग कराएंगे और उनको तब तक आइसोलेशन में रहने के लिए कहा है।
कोई आदेश नहीं जारी हुआ, सिर्फ अभी लोगों को
अभी एडवाइजरी है जागरूकता के।
अच्छा सर, विदेशों से जो लोग आ रहे हैं उनको लेकर के या
अलग से हम जांच कराएंगे, तब तक उनको आइसोलेशन में रखने की सलाह दी है।
अच्छा सर, कल आप लोग का प्रेजेंटेशन भी हुआ, प्रेजेंटेशन में क्या चीज़
में उत्तर प्रदेश को $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी की तरफ ले जाने के लिए हमारी सरकार काम कर रही है। हम ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट जब आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की अगुवाई में शुरू होगा तो दुनिया इसका नज़ारा देखेगी। प्रदेश देश में नंबर 1 राज्य आर्थिक मोर्चे पर भी बनने जा रहा है।
Remember, a host of guidelines have been issued by the centre over the COVID alarm. In fact, the civil aviation has also stated that how thermal screening will be made mandatory, has been in fact made mandatory for those coming in from abroad. So yes, several of those guidelines that are already effective. Let's listen into that soundbite that came in from Jyotiraditya's press briefing earlier today.
स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में हमारी क्या उपलब्धियां हुई हैं, स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में जन जन के हित में जो नीतियां और कार्यक्रम और योजनाओं का शुरुआत हुआ है, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री जी की सोच स्पष्ट है कि एक स्वस्थ भारत और एक शिक्षित भारत, इसी के आधार पर भारत विश्व पटल पर एक नक्षत्र के रूप में उभरने की पूर्ण क्षमता रखेगा। पिछले 8 वर्षों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार का संकल्प रहा है कि हेल्थ केयर को हम लोग होलिस्टिक हेल्थ केयर में परिवर्तित करें और इसी के साथ इस अभियान की शुरुआत हुई जो एक सोच और विचारधारा भारत की सदैव रही है, वासुदेव कुटुंबकम, पूरा विश्व एक परिवार है। उसी विचारधारा के आधार पर एक वास्तविक नीति और एक सुदृढ़ अधोसंरचना के आधार पर स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र को आगे ले जाने का संकल्प भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया है। प्रधानमंत्री जी की स्पष्ट सोच सदैव रही है, वन नेशन वन हेल्थ की विचारधारा, और उसी को आह्वान करते हुए और उसी के सहारे पर कोविड का मुकाबला हमारे देश में जन जन ने मिलकर किया है।
So you just heard Jyotiraditya Scindia there, a host of measures that have been announced by the states that have been holding review meets. In fact, remember the Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia is all set to hold a review meet with the state health ministers by video conferencing this afternoon at around 3:30 p.m. In fact, a reaction coming in from the MP Minister Narottam Mishra over the concerns regarding, in fact, before we play out that soundbite of Narottam Mishra, let's listen into what Vishwas Sarang had to say over the growing concerns on COVID-19.
जो कोरोना की लहर आई है उसमें हमने पूरी चुस्ती दुरुस्ती के साथ मध्य प्रदेश में हर जो भी स्थिति है उसका मुकाबला किया। केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय के जो निर्देश होंगे उसका हम पूरी तरह से पालन करेंगे। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी स्वयं समीक्षा कर रहे हैं और उन्होंने नीचे तक यही निर्देश दिया है कि केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय के जो भी गाइडलाइन है उसका हम पूरी तरह पालन करें। केंद्रीय स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय ने एक गाइडलाइन हमें दी है कि जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग करना है। भोपाल में एम्स में हम जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग कर रहे हैं और हमारे 2 मेडिकल कॉलेज इंदौर और भोपाल में भी मशीन आ गई है, भोपाल में इंस्टॉल भी हो गई है और हम जल्द से जल्द भोपाल जो मेडिकल कॉलेज है उसमें भी जीनोम सीक्वेंसिंग शुरू करेंगे, इंदौर में भी शुरू करेंगे। उसके साथ ही ऑक्सीजन जनरेशन का मामला, ऑक्सीजन प्लांट का मामला हो, उसका हमने पहले से ही उसकी एक SOP बनाई, एक प्रक्रिया बनाई थी कि उसकी मॉक ड्रिल होनी चाहिए, उसका एक कैलेंडर बना हुआ है। हर एक मशीन की पूरी व्यवस्थाएं ठीक रहें उसके लिए कैलेंडर बना है, पीरियडिक उसकी जांच होती है, उसकी मॉक ड्रिल होती है। ऑक्सीजन बेड, ICU बेड पहले ही हमने बड़ी संख्या बनाई हुई है। मध्य प्रदेश में लगभग 43,000 हमारे पास बिस्तर हैं जिस पर हम इलाज कर सकते हैं।
Big news break coming in this hour that Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine has been approved by the government. This, of course, in wake of rising concerns on the sub-variant of Omicron. Not just this, we are also given to understand that the Union Health Minister will be holding a mock drill at several hospitals on Tuesday. In fact, additionally, the state health ministers will also be holding a meet with the union health minister. So, center there completely taking stock of the measures that need to be taken to control the spread of COVID-19. Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine, which has gotten an approval from the government. Not just this, we are also expecting that COVID review meet, which will be chaired by the Union Health Minister today, with the state health ministers. Harsha, of course, continues to be with us. Harsha, beg your pardon, to talk more about this nasal vaccine. If you can tell us, when is the any timeline that we are looking at when this vaccine can be administered to the people?
So, see, we have already got to know that Bharat Biotech already had made the first stock of this nasal vaccine. It was only waiting for the approval from the government, and today nasal vaccine has got the nod from the health ministry. So we are expecting that from today evening onwards or from tomorrow onwards, nasal vaccine will be available in all the private hospitals. On asking to the minister on the rates of this nasal vaccine, it is still not decided. He has left it to the private hospital what will be the rate of the nasal vaccine which will be given in private hospital. And for almost 1 or 2 months, nasal vaccine will be continued to be given in private hospital only, and after then it will be started in government hospital. And then when it will go into government hospital, then a particular cap on the rate of nasal vaccine will be decided. But nasal vaccine is Bharat Biotech vaccine. It is a heterologous vaccine. It can be taken as a booster and precautionary dose in the age group of any age group, be it the elderly people, be it the children who are less than 18 years or the above 18 years who have already taken 2 doses of any vaccine, Covishield, Covaxin or the Sputnik or any other vaccine they have taken. Nasal vaccine can be used as a booster dose as a booster and precautionary dose by these all people who have yet not taken precautionary dose, because we know that there is still 73% population of less than 18 years who have not taken the precautionary dose. So this comes as a very important part of the off-record meeting with the health minister which happened today. And another thing, Samisha, regarding the mock drill. So minister has clearly stated that on December 27th, which is the Tuesday, a mock drill will be conducted in all the hospitals all over the country. The state health ministers will be advised today in the meeting which is happening with the of health minister with the state health minister, and they will be told that on Tuesday they have to do a mock drill. They have to do and go and do a surprise visit in all the hospitals. They have to check which hospital they have to go, and certainly it should be the government hospital. And the health minister Mansukh Mandavia himself in Delhi will go in one of the hospital to check the situation of the COVID appropriate behavior and how prepared the hospitals in the national capital are. Samiksha, back to you.
So they're getting us this big news break. We can expect that administration of the vaccine, nasal vaccine, very soon. Amandeep, of course, reporting from a health center in Chandigarh. Amandeep, how's the situation looking like in Chandigarh? Talk to us about the measures that have been announced by the officials to ramp up the medical facilities in case there is another wave.
Well, Samiksha, first step is that they have enhanced the testing system of COVID-19, and in fact, the special directions that were rolled out, and even I can show you that we are at a COVID center where the testing is happening. Just because earlier the testing has been scaled down, but now again this protective measures has been taken by all the hospitals and even the administrations and the governments. Special directions that whosoever is feeling is symptomatic for any kind of flu, he or she should gone through the COVID testing and before getting the treatment. And even they have also rolled out that masks are mandatory, booster dose is suggested to everyone, and even this special precautions for the healthcare workers as well who are working in the COVID ward, even in the hospitals as well. So the states and the administrations are stepping up regarding the COVID situation, and in fact they are preparing and they have prepared the infrastructure also. Testing kits are here at a maximum number so that at least to deal with any kind of uncertainty. Earlier, yesterday there was only 2 cases reported in Chandigarh from last 24 hours, but now the testing has been scaled up. In Punjab, more than 2,400 people have been tested in last 24 hours, and this is how they are enhanced the testing. They have rolled out the directions to all the government hospitals and civil surgeons that take all kind of measures. Special wards for the COVID-19 isolation wards, they have also prepared, and even the staff has been dedicated. So this is how they are ramping up the preparations to deal with the COVID-19 since the Union Health Minister has sounded the alert that this again the COVID situation is returning. So every single state and the Union Territory has to prepare accordingly. So everyone is taking the steps, and even Punjab, Haryana as well as Chandigarh, they all are preparing to deal with the situation. First step is to enhance the testing and even to deal with to prepare their oxygen plants, set up their ICU beds, level 2 beds with the oxygen, and to make the availability of the booster dose to each and every person. So this is how the situation is turning up in each state. Yes, Samiksha.
Yes. Amandeep, stay with us. So Harsha, Amandeep, of course, and Gursimran also continue to be with us. Gursimran also there reporting live from a medical facility. Gursimran, talk to us more about how well prepared is Jammu when we talk about those medical facilities. Are there enough oxygen cylinders? Are there enough beds in case we see yet another surge of COVID?
Yes, Samiksha, right now we are at the MCH Hospital Jammu, which is one of the successful facility when it comes to tackling the COVID-19 pandemic, and here the arrangements are being given a final look. The senior doctors are having a closer look and they are now inspecting the arrangements. I am joined by Dr. Arun Sharma, who is the medical superintendent of the hospital. Sir, किस तरह की preparations हैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि अब फाइनल टच दिया जा रहा है, 27 को कहा जा रहा है मेगा इंडिया ड्रिल भी होगी, उससे पहले जो जम्मू कश्मीर में फाइनलाइज चीज़ें हो रही।
आई एम थैंकफुल टू गॉड कि हम लोग ऑलरेडी जो है रिहर्सल जो है कर 2 साल से जो है कोविड को जूझ रहे हैं और उनके पेशेंट्स की केयर कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इट। 17 अप्रैल 2020 में फर्स्ट हमारा जो केस यहाँ पे आया था, जनरल पेशेंट आया था, तब होम क्वारंटाइन नहीं था, तो फ्रॉम दैट टाइम आस्ता आस्ता हमारा जो हम इक्विपमेंट होते गए। आज की डेट में हमारे 200 बेड जो है, ऑल 200 बेड्स हैव गॉट ऑक्सीजन पॉइंट्स। उसके अलावा हमारे पास सेपरेट ऑक्सीजन कंसनट्रेटर हैं हर कैपेसिटी का, 5 लीटर का भी है, 10 का भी है, 20 का भी है। वी हैव गॉट मोनीटर्स ऑन ऑल द बेड्स, सारे बेड्स पे हमारे मोनीटर्स आप देख सकते हैं। हमारे पास वेंटिलेटर्स हैं जो हर बेड पे लगे हुए हैं। हम पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं, ऐसे कोई हमारा वार्ड जो है ऑलमोस्ट आईसीयू की तरह पूरा वार्ड है। वी आर प्रिपेयर्ड, वी हैव सीन फर्स्ट वेव, सेकेंड वेव जो बड़ी टफ थी, देन थर्ड वेव ऑल्सो। तो आप अभी केसेस अगर आते हैं तो वी कैन मैनेज दम प्रॉपर्ली, ऐसी कोई हमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
आपकी वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट फैसिलिटी है, 2200 बेड्स की आपकी कैपेसिटी जो है, मैक्सिमम आप जा सकते हैं, तो किस तरह से सर चीज़ें टैकल की गई हैं? क्योंकि परसों एक मीटिंग भी हुई थी हाई लेवल जिसमें कि मैन पावर को लेकर भी डिस्कस हुआ कि किस तरह अगर पॉसिबल वेव आती है तो उसको टैकल करना है।
हमारा जो डेजिग्नेटेड हॉस्पिटल कोविड था मार्च 2022 तक, अब उसके बाद हमने अब नॉन कोविड भी शुरू किया है, पर हमारी जो स्पेशलिटी है मैटर्निटी एंड चाइल्ड है, तो ये डेजिग्नेट किया गया है जम्मू डिवीज़न में कोई भी मैटर्निटी अगर किसी की सिजेरियन होना है, नॉर्मल डिलीवरी होनी है, वो सब के सब यहाँ पे की जाएंगी। एंड उसके अलावा बच्चा, कोई भी बच्चा कोविड पॉजिटिव हो तो वो यहाँ रखा जाएगा। प्लस एक एडेड एडवांटेज है कि हमारे पास ऑपरेशन थिएटर्स जो 4 हैं, कोविड सर्जरी, किसी किस्म की भी कोविड सर्जरी, चाहे वो सर्जरी हो, ENT हो, आई हो, कोई भी स्पेशलिटी हो, तो दैट कैन बी परफॉर्म्ड इन दिस हॉस्पिटल।
Samiksha, this is very important because this is the one such hospital that has performed over 150 COVID surgeries, surgeries of the patients that were COVID positive, and they are all equipped 24/7 oxygen supply. The monitors have been installed on each and every bed so as to ensure that everything goes well. This is a 200-bedded facility, and a final touch is being given to the preparations. The inspections are going on so as to ensure that everything goes well, and if there is a possible wave of COVID and spurt of cases in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, because as we speak there are only 9 active cases in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and in the past 24 hours not even a single case has been reported. So this is something very that gives a hope to the Jammu and Kashmir people that everything is well. But yes, they are saying that we hope for the best, but we are prepared for the worst, and that is something very important for the medical facility to gear up for the worst possible, and they are ready for it. Samiksha.
Simran, Amandeep and Harsha, thank you for the moment. Amandeep reporting from the medical center, and Gursimran as well, and Harsha getting us that news break of the nasal vaccine which has been approved by the government. Slipping into a very short break for now, but lots coming up on the other side of this very short break. And Titler withdraws from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Will get you exclusive responses on the other side of this very short break. Since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, bikini killer Charles Sobraj to walk free.
Powered by Truecaller, बुरी नियत वालों का कॉल लाल।
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में होम एंड किचन एसेंशियल्स पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी ज़रूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा-थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
A quick look at the top headlines as the Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from the national capital to Karnataka. India is on COVID alert. Crucial health ministers meeting with state health ministers. Guidelines are to be issued for states. In fact, the senior RJD leader Abdul Bari Siddiqui spoke out about the Muslim community feeling insecure in India. He's now joining our senior editor Prakash Singh in Patna. Prakash, over to you.
वैचारिक बहस भी होना कोई गलत बात नहीं है और राजनीति में कटु से कटु बात कही जाती है, मगर उसकी प्रतिक्रिया वैसी कभी नहीं करनी चाहिए जिससे हमको तकलीफ पहुंचे और किसी संप्रदाय और किसी दूसरे लोगों को तकलीफ पहुंचे।
अब आप हमारे अंग्रेजी चैनल पे पेस्ट हैं, हिंदी चैनल के बाद ये बताइए दर्शकों को हमारे नटशेल में कि आपने क्या समझ के ये बयान दिया, भारत विरोधी बयान, जिसकी निंदा होनी चाहिए। आपको खेद प्रकट करना चाहिए बारी साहब, आप सुलझे हुए नेता हैं, हम लोग आपको हार्डलाइनर नेता के रूप में नहीं देखते हैं जो हम लोग आपको कवर किए इतने वर्षों से।
देखिए, भारत विरोधी होने का तो हम सपना भी देख नहीं सकते हैं। अगर इंटरप्रिटेशन किसी का अगर लग रहा है कि साहब हमारा ये बयान भारत विरोधी है, तो हम उनसे अनुरोध करेंगे कि जो लोग जलन की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, घृणा की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, द्वेष की राजनीति कर रहे हैं और मारो काटो की राजनीति कर रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए भी अगर मेरे बात से किसी को आहत पहुंची है, समझे कि नहीं, और लगता है कि साहब ये बयान नहीं आना चाहिए था, तो हम बहुत विनम्रता से उनसे ये भी अनुरोध करेंगे कि आप जहां हमको टोक रहे हैं, हमको तो सिर्फ टोक ही रहे हैं, समझेंगे नहीं, मगर जो एक्टिवली इस मुल्क में जलन का, नफरत का, घृणा का, ईर्ष्या का राजनीति कर रहे हैं, उस पे भी इतने ही मुस्तैदी।
हाँ, मैं दिखाता हूँ आपसे, मैं उतना देर से पूछ रहा हूँ, ना नाम बता रहे हैं ना कारण बता रहे हैं। मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ बारी साहब, अभी आप लाइव हैं दुमका में और सीमांचल बेल्ट में मुस्लिम बहुल इलाकों में कई ऐसे स्कूल हैं। भारत एक आपने बोला सॉवरेन स्टेट होना चाहिए, सॉवरेन सेक्युलर स्टेट। तो जब इसी देश में मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन की बहुतायत हो जाती है कुछ इलाके में, वहाँ पर स्कूल सबके लिए, हिंदू मुस्लिम सबके लिए है, और कोई ये नहीं बताया गया है कि उर्दू स्कूल होना चाहिए, लेकिन वहाँ उर्दू स्कूल की परंपरा चलाई जाती है। रविवार को स्कूल होता है, फ्राइडे को जुम्मे के नमाज के लिए छुट्टी। ये कैसी परंपरा है, ये बता दीजिए मुझे। तो क्या इससे घृणा का भाव पैदा नहीं होगा?
फिर बता दे रहे हैं,
जबकि वो उर्दू स्कूल डिमार्केटेड नहीं है।
प्रकाश जी आप अच्छे पत्रकार हैं, जानकारी रखते हैं, विद्वान आदमी हैं, और भारत में ही माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी को कुछ स्पेशल सुविधाएं दी गई। उस स्पेशल सुविधा में ये माइनॉरिटी कैरेक्टर के स्कूल्स भी हैं।
लेकिन वो स्कूल माइनॉरिटी नहीं है, ईयरमार्क नहीं है, ना दुमका में ना सीमांचल में, वो सब नॉर्मल स्कूल है। लेकिन चूंकि वहाँ मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन की बहुतायत हो गई है, इसीलिए जबरन वहाँ पर उर्दू स्कूल का नियम कानून का पालन किया जाता है, जिसका जांच बिहार सरकार ने भी किया, झारखंड सरकार ने भी किया। तो क्या आपको लगता है ये गलत नहीं है? क्या आपको लगता है ये
जो जबरन करा रहे हैं वो गलत है, जो नियम कायदे के विपरीत आचरण कर रहे हैं वो गलत है, मगर जिनको अगर कोई सुविधा दी गई है उसके तहत अगर कर रहे हैं तो गलत नहीं है। मगर कोई जबर,
आप बोल रहे हैं कि समाज में विद्वेष फैलाया जा रहा है, तो ये क्या है? ये विद्वेष का एग्जाम्पल नहीं है ये? आप जब भारत एक है, मुल्क एक है, सॉवरेन सोशलिस्ट रिपब्लिक है भारत, हम लोग का प्रियम्बल क्या कहता है? वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया हैविंग सोलेमली रिजॉल्व्ड टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूट इंडिया इनटू अ सॉवरेन सोशलिस्ट डेमोक्रेटिक रिपब्लिक, राइट? तो ये किस तरह का नियम कानून है? इसका आप एक तरफ बोलते हैं कि घृणा का माहौल पैदा किया जाता है, दूसरे पार्टी पर आरोप लगाते हैं, तो क्या ये घृणा का माहौल नहीं? ये किस तरफ देश को ले जा रहे हैं आप?
भाई आप जो कानून बनाए, संविधान में जो प्रावधान किए हैं उसमें आप सुधार कर लीजिए। कहाँ कोई रोक रहा है आपको सुधार कर? आपके पास अपार बहुमत है, आप इसको,
आप राजनीति की बात करने लगे बारी साहब। हम मुद्दे पे आ रहे हैं तो आप राजनीति कर, लेकिन आपको क्या खेद है ऐसे भारत विरोधी बयान देने पर, भारत का खराब चरित्र पेश करने पर? क्योंकि आपके जैसा आदमी अगर बयान देता है इस तरीके से, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मानस पटल पर आएगा कि भारत का एक सीनियर नेता को भारत में डर लगता है।
अरे यार, हमको तो बिहार में कोई जानता ही नहीं है। आप लोगों की कृपा है कि हमको नेशनल लेवल पे भी जो है बना रहे हैं मेरी छवि, समझा के। अब रही बात कि मैं, अरे भाई यहाँ इस देश में परंपरा है, गुरुकुल की परंपरा है।
ठीक है, नहीं, लेकिन आप इशारा कर रहे हैं काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर का जो रेनोवेशन हुआ, उसमें दिक्कत क्या है आपको? काशी विश्वनाथ का रेनोवेशन हो गया तो क्या समस्या है? राम मंदिर बन गया तो क्या समस्या है?
अब हम ये तो आपसे जान रहे हैं।
मान लीजिए हिस्टोरिकल रॉन्ग को अगर सही किया जा रहा है 400 साल पुराना, तो इसमें दिक्कत क्या है?
अरे भाई, अब हमको कहाँ दिक्कत है इसमें? हमको जहाँ जिस भी धार्मिक स्थल पे लिखा रहता है कि साहब यहाँ फलाने अलाउ हैं तो नहीं जाते हैं, और जहाँ नहीं लिखा हुआ है वहाँ जाते हैं श्रद्धा से और आदर करते हैं। हम जो है मंदिर में भी जहाँ जाना होता है अपने दोस्तों के साथ जाते हैं।
लेकिन आप बता नहीं रहे आपको डर क्यों लगता है? आखिरी बार मैं पूछ रहा, आपको डर क्यों लगता है? भारत में आप बच्चों को क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि विदेशी नागरिकता ले लो, रहना हो तो वहीं सेटल कर जाओ? ये क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
हम तो बहस चलाया, हमने बहस चलाया, और यह बात मैं फिर अभी कह रहा हूँ कि घृणा की, द्वेष की, जलन की, नफरत की राजनीति कभी भी एकता के लिए और देश की मजबूती के लिए ठीक नहीं होता।
यही आरोप आप पर भी लग सकता है कि आप मदरसा का
तो लगाइए ना, हम कहाँ कर रहे हैं? इस पर बहस कराइए ना। हम कह रहे हैं इस पे आप बहस कराइए। आप दारुल देवबंद को बंद करने के चक्कर में, आप उसको बंद करने के चक्कर
नहीं, अभी जैसे पीएफआई पर रेड हुआ बारी साहब, मैं फिर आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ। पीएफआई पर रेड हुआ, मैं जिस जिले से आता हूँ पूर्वी चंपारण से, ढाका एक जगह है, आप कई बार गए भी होंगे वहाँ पे। वहाँ पर एक अल कायदा से जुड़ा हुआ व्यक्ति जो है मदरसे से मिला, चंदन बारा, आप जानते होंगे चंदन बारा, आप गए होंगे वहाँ पे, मेरे ही जिले में है, मेरा गृह जिला है वो पूर्वी चंपारण। चंदन बारा से एक अल कायदा का टेररिस्ट मिलता है जो कि उसका नेटवर्क मतलब कि दुबई, कतर, बांग्लादेश और कई 11 मुल्कों के साथ उसके लिंक्स थे। तो क्या आप इसको सही मानते हैं या गलत मानते हैं?
ऐसा है ना कि जो राष्ट्र विरोधी कृत्य में लिप्त हैं उन पे कार्रवाई करने पे कभी हम लोगों ने उंगली उठाया है कि उठाया है? अब जैसे मान लीजिए PFI क्या है ये तो हम जानते भी नहीं हैं। PFI का मामला जो भी जिस तरह की भी गिरफ्तारी हुई उस पे हम लोगों ने कोई सवाल उठाया क्या? ठीक है, तो हमारा सिर्फ इतना ही है कहना कि जो पार्टी को जिम्मेदारी है संविधान की रक्षा करने का, देश चलाने का, उनसे बस इस बहस के मार्फत हम यही अनुरोध करते हैं कि घृणा का, द्वेष का, नफरत का राजनीति चाहे हम करें या आप करें ये बंद करें।
ओवैसी जी जो करते हैं उसका भी समर्थन करते हैं।
हमको क्या लेना देना है ओवैसी से? हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हैं लालू प्रसाद यादव, हमारे नेता रहे जननायक कर्पूरी ठाकुर, हमारे नेता रहे लोहिया, हमारे नेता रहे जयप्रकाश नारायण, हमको क्या इनसे लेना देना है?
So there we have Abdul Bari Siddiqui, the senior RJD leader. He has been one of the biggest socialist leaders of Bihar, closely associated with Karpuri Thakur, started his politics with Karpuri Thakur, then with Lalu Yadav. He's not known as a hardliner face in Bihar. He's a very soft person. I know him personally, but I don't know for what reason he is terror-stricken in country, and he will answer himself. Probably he wants a debate, but obviously with his statement, there's been a wrong picture of India that has been portrayed on the international roadmap. Back to you.
Sure, just one quick question. Prakash, what are the kind of reactions that his statement is got now? Obviously, there is a controversy around it. We are also... All right, I don't think Prakash could hear me earlier, but Prakash, I was just asking you, what kind of reactions are we getting to his statement that he made? Is there a debate that's on about this, or how has it been received?
Well, as far as the BJP is concerned, his statement has been condemned from all quarters. We'll try and get in a reaction from the alliance partner, the JDU, for sure, and we'll get to assess what kind of a statement is this. But the BJP has surely attacked Abdul Bari Siddiqui. As I said, that Abdul Bari Siddiqui is not a hardliner. He's not a hardliner politician like Owaisi, but the context of his statement he's made is obviously deplorable, and it has created a bad image for India on the international roadmap.
All right, Prakash Singh reporting on that from Patna. Thank you very much for joining us. So, Prakash over there taking us through the statement that has been made, and also, of course, speaking to Abdul Siddiqui in Patna. And in fact, after the tainted Jagdish Titler withdrew from the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Republic TV has confronted him. Let's listen in to what happened. So what we know so far, of course, is the fact that Jagdish Titler was forced to withdraw from the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which enters Delhi tomorrow, after there was widespread condemnation and controversy around him being involved in the Yatra, specifically in the Delhi leg. Do remember that Jagdish Titler is accused in several anti-Sikh riot cases.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? Sir, just one thing I wanted to confirm, sir. Have you withdrawn from Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Who's speaking?
Sir, I'm Piyush speaking from ourworld.com, sir. Sir, ourworld.com digital platform. Just wanted to know one thing, sir. Sir,
Why you want to know about me? I'm not participating. Simple as that.
sir, you're not participating.
Okay.
Sir, what is the reason, sir? Why you're not participating?
All right, Piyush Mishra is reporting live on this. Piyush, so confirmation there coming in that Jagdish Titler is not participating in the Yatra, but give us more in terms of the reasons for his withdrawal. Is this because of the controversy that was caused around his being part of the Yatra and the programs associated with the Yatra and the Delhi leg?
Well, certainly, yes. I remember that a couple of days back there was a meeting which was chaired by the top Congress leaders at the Congress headquarters, planning out about the Bharat Jodo Yatra, which is all set to begin in national capital from tomorrow. And that particular meeting, not only Jagdish Tatla, but many other controversial leaders had participated at that time. The leaders of BJP, they had come out and had slammed Congress party for inviting Jagdish Tatla in that particular program, because in that program where these leaders were invited, the entire details of Bharat Jodo Yatra was discussed as to what would be the route, what all areas in Delhi Congress party is planning to touch upon, what are the issues the Congress party will be raising when the Bharat Jodo Yatra will take place. And Jagdish Tatla also took part in that particular meeting. When the pictures of those meetings came out, BJP had slammed Congress party for inviting Jagdish Tatla. This was not the first time when Jagdish Tatla was seen at the Congress headquarters. He has taken part in many programs of Congress party. In fact, he was also member of recently concluded MCD elections in Delhi, where he was member of Congress's election committee. He was responsible for allocating tickets. He was responsible for finalizing the candidates, and we also saw him there sitting there inside that particular room where Sonia Gandhi and Mallikarjun Kharge were sitting when Mallikarjun Kharge was also appointed as a Congress president. So multiple controversies have taken place before, and even before the Bharat Jodo Yatra could begin in national capital, Jagdish Tatla has confirmed to us that he is not participating. In fact, the reason which he is giving is that he does not want the Yatra to be affected or being diverted by Bharatiya Janata Party. He wants the sole purpose of Bharat Jodo to be the center point and not him, and that is why he has decided to withdraw from Bharat Jodo Yatra. Earlier, there were plans of him leading Bharat Jodo Yatra from national capital, but now he has decided to withdraw from the entire program. We'll have to wait and watch how the BJP is further going to rake it up. But the point here is that why did Congress party not sack him? Why did Congress party allow him to take part in the policy formulation or the route formulation of Bharat Jodo? And why so far in various programs he has been given a bigger space, an important position in the Congress party? So there are some certain questions which Congress needs to answer. This time Jagdish Tatla has taken a suo moto and he has decided not to take part in this Bharat Jodo Yatra. Remember that earlier he has been questioned. We have questioned him multiple times. He has been giving himself clean sheet, but still the investigation going on as far as his role is in anti-right 6 in Delhi is concerned.
Stay with us, Piyush. RP Singh from the BJP also with us on the phone line. Mr. Singh, good morning. Mr. Singh, we are now just learning that Jagdish Tatla has decided to withdraw from the Delhi leg of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. What we know right now is that he's doing so because he doesn't want controversy surrounding it. How do you see this?
Well, what controversy? He's a murderer of the 6 imposed in this case. Even today there was a court hearing in which court has given 2nd March as the next date for CBI to collect information from Canada and America, the witness who was in America. So he was very much part of the murders of the people who were murdered in the case 1984. He's been telling lies to people and to the media that there is no case pending against him. So it's good for the Congress that they have got rid of him for a while. But otherwise,
right, Mr. Singh. I think, Mr. Singh, that's a very bad connection that we have with you, but thank you for joining us. So, RP Singh over there saying that it's good for the Congress that they've got rid of him, but obviously they do need to introspect as to why responsibilities continually are given to Jagdish Tatla, who is one of the accused in the anti-Sikh riots case. Let's once again listen into the confrontation that our reporter Piyush had with Jagdish Tatla earlier.
Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? Sir, just one thing I wanted to confirm, sir. Have you withdrawn from Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Who's speaking?
Sir, I'm Piyush speaking from ourworld.com, sir. Sir, ourworld.com, a digital platform. Just wanted to know one thing, sir. Sir,
Why you want to know about me? I'm not participating. Simple as that.
Sir, you're not participating?
Bas, okay.
Sir, what is the reason, sir? Why are you not participating? Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? Sir, just one thing I wanted to confirm, sir. Have you withdrawn from Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Who's speaking?
Sir, I'm Piyush speaking from ourworld.com, sir.
कहाँ से?
Sir, ourworld.com digital platform. Just wanted to know one thing, sir. Sir,
Why you want to know about me? I'm not participating. Simple as that.
sir, you're not participating?
Bas, okay.
Sir, what is the reason, sir? Why are you not participating?
You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, Tamil Nadu BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home are vandalized. The BJP alleges a DMK role.
Your favorite service provider, Den, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call Den toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Just yesterday, Munmun handed a phone to a random person to get her DP clicked. For the 5th time this year. And her phone got stolen again. But Munmun's over the move. Because JioMart's grand finale sale is offering up to 80% off on everything. So no matter how your year's been, the ending will be smashing.
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom.
What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah.
शाहरुख ने बताया.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं. There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट कर, ग्रोथ का है चांस. डेट में है लो रिस्क, बात मेरी मान.
गोल्ड सिर्फ गोल्ड. भैया ने भी यही किया.
सुन सबकी कर मल्टी, मतलब मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन फंड्स, यानी 3-in-1 फंड. ये इक्विटी, डेट, गोल्ड तीनों में एक साथ इन्वेस्ट करें. म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यान पूर्वक पढ़ें.
आइए नए उत्तर प्रदेश की क्षमता और असीमित अवसरों से सफलता की नई कहानी लिखें. यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 10 से 12 फरवरी 2023. नए भारत के ग्रोथ इंजन उत्तर प्रदेश में निवेश करें.
NIA raids are taking place across Jammu and Kashmir. Over a dozen locations are being searched in connection with terror funding and support to terror infrastructure. BSF troops have foiled another drone intrusion in Amritsar. BSF troops shot down the drone, which has now been seized. The search is on for contraband or weapons that were dropped using this drone. Farmers staged a protest in Punjab's Firozpur. 10 farmer leaders have been booked for electricity theft during the protest outside the liquor factory. The police has also registered an FIR against them for using electricity by illegal means.
जैन 2022 से अब तक रोहन 6 बार डंप हुआ है. बट रोहन वो तो लहरा रहा है, क्योंकि जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में शॉपिंग पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ. तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी.
झाके झाके झरोके से झाके
Engineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Volkswagen Tiguan, India's safest SUVW. Volkswagen.
Yeah, Ajay, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC. LIC's annuity plans give 10 annuity options and flexibility in receiving regular income. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
.2% across India, 35% across English markets, 46% across super prime time, 43% across urban India. Channels that spend crores lose to content. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
Powered by Truecaller, बुरी नियत वालों का कॉल लाल.
Ladies and gentlemen, you expected the puzzle, but for a long person, this is not a game.
Explain it to us, detective.
Everyone is in danger. All right, when's the murder mystery start?
With Beto's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with Beto's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है। इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Inspired by our today, we design your tomorrow. Some said electric is the future. We said, why stop there? At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
Good afternoon. You're watching live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. We take a quick look at the top headlines we're tracking here at noon on Republic. After outrage, tainted titler is forced to withdraw from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. As he is forced to withdraw from the Yatra, Republic TV is the only channel to confront him. The Prime Minister bats for the mask mandate from the national capital to Karnataka. India is on COVID alert. Crucial health ministers meeting with state health ministers' guidelines to be issued for states. Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine gets the nod from the health ministry. And Tamil Nadu's BJP Vice President Sasikala's car and home are vandalized. The BJP alleges a DMK role. And lodged in a jail in Kathmandu since 2003, linked to over 40 murders, the bikini killer Charles Sobraj will be walking free. Well, our top story this hour, of course, is the alert that's been sounded across the country as far as COVID-19 is concerned. Now, according to the Health Ministry, on Tuesday, a mock drill will be conducted in all hospitals across the country, and the same mock drill will also be conducted by the state health ministers in each state. It is also being said that in today's meeting with the health ministers at 3 o'clock this afternoon, a set of guidelines will be issued to various states. The health ministry sources have also confirmed that masks will not be mandatory, but there will be strict guidelines for public gatherings. So a set of new guidelines likely to be issued. We are given to understand that even as all of this happens, of course, the Bharat Biotech nasal vaccine has also been approved by the Health Ministry. Now, we are told that there is a meeting at about 3 o'clock this afternoon between the Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya and also health ministers of various states, where the union government is likely to advise the states in terms of preparedness as well as emergency protocols that need to be put into place. Several states, of course, have suo moto taken action already. We saw Punjab yesterday issuing guidelines that everybody who comes to government hospitals with fever needs to get an RT-PCR test done. There are other guidelines that are also in place in terms of masks. Reports coming in that states are asking people to start masking up even as there is a COVID surge in various countries across the world. Let's listen in fact, to Gursimran's report that he filed outside a hospital.
Right now we are at the MCH Hospital Jammu, which is one of the successful facility when it comes to tackling the COVID-19 pandemic, and here the arrangements are being given a final look. The senior doctors are having a closer look and they are now inspecting the arrangements. I am joined by Dr. Arun Sharma, who is the medical superintendent of the hospital. Sir, किस तरह की preparations हैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि अब final touch दिया जा रहा है, 27 को कहा जा रहा है मेगा इंडिया ड्रिल भी होगी, उससे पहले जो जम्मू कश्मीर में फाइनलाइज चीज़ें हो रही।
आई एम थैंकफुल टू गॉड कि हम लोग ऑलरेडी जो है रिहर्सल जो है कर 2 साल से जो है कोविड को जूझ रहे हैं और उनके पेशेंट्स की केयर कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इट। 17 अप्रैल 2020 में फर्स्ट हमारा जो केस यहाँ पे आया था, जनरल पेशेंट आया था, तब होम क्वारंटाइन नहीं था, तो फ्रॉम दैट टाइम आस्ता आस्ता हमारा जो हम इक्विपमेंट होते गए। आज की डेट में हमारे 200 बेड जो है, ऑल 200 बेड्स हैव गॉट ऑक्सीजन पॉइंट्स। उसके अलावा हमारे पास सेपरेट ऑक्सीजन कंसनट्रेटर हैं हर कैपेसिटी का, 5 लीटर का भी है, 10 का भी है, 20 का भी है। वी हैव गॉट मॉनिटर्स ऑन ऑल द बेड्स, सारे बेड्स पे हमारे मॉनिटर्स आप देख सकते हैं। हमारे पास वेंटिलेटर्स हैं जो हर बेड पे लगे हुए हैं, तो हम पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं। ऐसे कोई हमारा वार्ड जो है ऑलमोस्ट आईसीयू की तरह पूरा वार्ड है। वी आर प्रिपेयर्ड, वी हैव सीन फर्स्ट वेव, सेकंड वेव जो बड़ी टफ थी, एंड थर्ड वेव ऑल्सो। तो अब अभी केसेस अगर आते हैं तो वी कैन मैनेज दम प्रॉपर्ली, ऐसी कोई हमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
आपकी वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट फैसिलिटी है, 200 बेड्स की आपकी कैपेसिटी जो है, मैक्सिमम आप जा सकते हैं, तो किस तरह से सर चीज़ें टैकल की गई हैं? क्योंकि परसों एक मीटिंग भी हुई थी हाई लेवल, जिसमें कि मैन पावर को लेकर भी डिस्कस हुआ कि किस तरह अगर पॉसिबल वेव आती है तो उसको टैकल करना।
हमारा जो डेजिग्नेटेड हॉस्पिटल कोविड था मार्च 2022 तक, अब उसके बाद हमने अब नॉन कोविड भी शुरू किया है, पर हमारी जो स्पेशलिटी है मैटर्निटी एंड चाइल्ड है, तो ये डेजिग्नेट किया गया है जम्मू डिवीज़न में कोई भी मैटर्निटी, अगर किसी की सिजेरियन होना है, नॉर्मल डिलीवरी होनी है, वो सब के सब यहाँ पे की जाएंगी। एंड उसके अलावा बच्चा, कोई भी बच्चा कोविड पॉजिटिव हो तो वो यहाँ रखा जाएगा। प्लस एक एडेड एडवांटेज है कि हमारे पास ऑपरेशन थिएटर्स जो 4 हैं, कोविड सर्जरी, किसी किस्म की भी कोविड सर्जरी, चाहे वो सर्जरी हो, ENT हो, आई हो, कोई भी स्पेशलिटी हो, तो दैट कैन बी परफॉर्म्ड इन दिस हॉस्पिटल।
All right. What we are given to understand is that Jammu and Kashmir, of course, is ramping up for COVID preparedness. We're also hearing right now that several states are beginning to prepare for any eventuality. Well, cutting across to news that's just coming in, we are now learning that a blast has been heard in Islamabad's I-10/4 sector on Friday morning. This is as per television reports that we are just getting. The nature of the explosion is not clear at the moment, but local TV channels have reported that the police have confirmed that a blast had been reported outside a clinic in Sector I of Islamabad, and that there have been casualties. This is just preliminary information that we are getting right now, but we are going to try and get more details as to what happened. But for the moment, we are given to understand that there has been an explosion in Islamabad. The explosion was reported this morning. Now, according to local TV channel reports, there have been casualties in this explosion that have been reported. Of course, information is just trickling in, but we can see the remains of what appears to be a blast that took place earlier this morning. Now, some reports seem to suggest that there have been casualties in this blast that was reported from Islamabad. So, a blast reported from Islamabad's I-10/4 sector. The nature of the explosion, of course, is not clear at the moment, and some news reports suggest that the blast did take place outside a clinic in that sector, and that there have been casualties. Pictures on your screen are of the fire that resulted from the blast. We are still trying to get more details on what really happened. But we are learning that local security forces have already rushed to this spot, and this appears to be an upscale neighborhood of Islamabad, is what we are learning right now. We are still trying to get more information as to what happened, but initial details that are coming in seem to suggest that this was a blast that took place in the Sector I of Islamabad. It happened outside a clinic, is what we are learning right now, and that The nature of the explosion, of course, is still not known. Just to tell our viewers that this is news that's just coming in. We're still trying to get more details as to what happened, but local TV channels are reporting that a blast took place in an upscale area in Islamabad and that there have been casualties that happened. All right, so here's what we know so far. The blast took place earlier this morning is what we are told. We don't know the number of casualties yet, but some news reports that are just trickling in seem to suggest that there have been casualties in this blast. It has taken place in an upscale neighborhood in Islamabad, and some information seems to point to the fact that it took place outside a clinic, but we are still trying to gather more details as to what happened. Well, news just coming in. The Bombay High Court has granted bail to a dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi, who was arrested in the Antilla bomb scare case of 2021 by the NIA. So bail being granted by the Bombay High Court in the Antilla bomb scare case. Riazuddin Qazi has been granted bail, so we are given to understand that the Bombay High Court granted bail to the dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi in the Antilla bomb scare case. Qazi is the second accused in the case to get bail. Sandeep has more details on this. Sandeep, good afternoon. We are learning that bail has been granted to him on furnishing a surety of 25,000 rupees, and there are also a few conditions.
Yes, the Bombay High Court has remember he was arrested in the Antilla bomb.
All right, so that's a poor audio connection that we have with Sandeep over there, but here's what's coming in so far. The Bombay High Court has granted bail to the dismissed Mumbai cop Riazuddin Qazi, who's been behind bars in the Antilla bomb scare case. Qazi is the second accused in this case to get bail. The bench pronounced the order a while ago. Now, we are given to understand that he has been granted bail on furnishing surety of 25,000 rupees, and there are also a few other conditions that have been imposed by the court. Do remember that he was one of the two people who has been accused in this case. He was, of course, dismissed by the Mumbai police as well. Just to tell our viewers about what had happened, a gelatin-laden vehicle was found outside industrialist Mukesh Ambani's residence, Antilla, in February of 2021. The investigation in the case was later handed over to the NIA, which had dated that this entire planning of gelatin sticks was a threat note, which was led, in fact, by Mumbai's police officials. The dismissed Mumbai cop Sachin Vaze Qazi was Vaze's colleague at the time, and it was alleged that he was only following Vaze's orders. Now, there are a total 10 accused in this case, and earlier the trial court had granted bail to another accused, Naresh Kaur. I'm going to try and go back across to our correspondents to get more details on this. I think Samiksha is also joining us right now from the Mumbai news desk. So, Samiksha, give us more details in terms of what's happened.
All right, yes, the big update coming in this hour in the Antilla case. Bombay High Court has granted bail to the dismissed cop Riazuddin Qazi. In fact, we have that soundbite coming in from the lawyer at this point. Let's just play out that soundbite of the lawyer.
All right, so let's in fact play out what Hasnain Qazi, the advocate for Riazuddin Qazi, has said.
क्लाइंट है एंटिला मामले में गिरफ्तार थे आज उनको कोर्ट में क्या हुआ सुनवाई थी
कोर्ट में 2 दिसंबर को आर्ग्यूमेंट्स कंप्लीट हुए थे
और कंप्लीट होने के बाद में मैटर्स को रिजर्व किया था फॉर ऑर्डर्स एंड नाउ द कोर्ट प्रोनाउंस दैट द बेल एनआई एप्लीकेशन मींस अपील वाज अलाउड मींस मेरे क्लाइंट को बेल मिल चुकी है इसका मतलब ये होता है
सर नाम बता देंगे कब से गिरफ्तार थे क्या पूरा मामला था कितना कोर्ट में क्या कुछ कितने बॉन्ड गिरफ्तार
नहीं आर्ग्यूमेंट्स तो हम लोग ने ये कहा था कि दिस इज अवेलेबल ऑफेंस अंडर सेक्शन 120B कॉन्स्पिरेसी और डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ एविडेंस विच आर अवेलेबल ऑफेंसेस तो हम लोग को तो एज अ मैटर ऑफ राइट बेल मिलना ही चाहिए था लोअर कोर्ट से बट समहाउ बेल नहीं मिली तो हम लोग वी फाइल एन अपील बिफोर दिस कोर्ट एंड वी गॉट द बेल
क्या क्या कंडीशन रखा कोर्ट ने बेल देते टाइम
कंडीशंस तो वो ऑर्डर आने के बाद में पता चलेंगी पहली बात तो 25,000 के श्योरिटीज पे हमको रिलीज करने बोले और सम डेज के ऊपर हम लोग को विजिट करना होगी एनआई ऑफिस
Well, let's go across to Sandeep, who's reporting on this. Sandeep, give us more details of what happened in court. We are given to understand that he's, of course, the second accused who's been granted bail.
So yes, Riazuddin Qazi, who was in fact an associate of Sachin Waze. Remember, he was he was the officer deputed in CIU, and that is the department which was led by API Sachin Waze. And remember, he had the allegations of hampering the evidences, and in fact, in the Antalya bomb scare case. So he was working on the orders of Sachin Waze, and for the same reason, he was also the part of the conspiracy. So the charges like 120B was in fact pressed against him, although the lower court, the NIA court had denied bail to Riazuddin Qazi, but now he has been given bail by the Bombay High Court, stating that on the surety of 25,000. Apart from that, he has to also submit his passport to NIA, and also he has to be present on every Saturday. So these are the conditions that has been in fact kept these are the condition for which he has been in fact given bail by the Bombay High Court.
All right. All right, Sandeep, of course, is bringing us all those details of what happened. So, Riazuddin Qazi, one of the dismissed cops in this Antalya bomb scare, has been granted bail. And here's a look at what else is making news this afternoon. The NIA conducted raids across Jammu and Kashmir. Over a dozen locations were raided in connection with the terror funding and support to terror infrastructure in Kashmir. BSF troops have foiled another drone intrusion in Amritsar, Punjab. BSF troops shot down the drone, which has now been seized. The search is on for contraband or weapons that were dropped using the drone. Farmers staged a protest in Punjab's Firozpur area. 10 farmer leaders were booked for electricity theft during the protest outside the liquor factory. Police has also registered an FIR against them for using electricity illegally. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights has summoned EdTech Byju's CEO Ravindran over allegations that the company is indulging in malpractices to lure parents and children to buy their courses. The Apex Child Rights body has asked Ravindran to appear in person today over the alleged malpractice of hard selling and mis-selling of Byju's course for students. The BRS will be holding a Mahadharna in all district headquarters today, protesting against the centre's anti-farmer policies. K. Kavita has alleged that the BJP government at the centre is forcing Telangana government to take back schemes under Manrega. India's ambassador to Russia, Pavan Kapoor, has addressed the plenary session of India-Russia Business Forum organised by the India Business Alliance in Moscow. He stressed on the need for businesses on both sides to understand and utilise new opportunities, and batted for international North-South transport corridor and Eastern Maritime corridor. Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to the UN, spoke out in support of peace, security and prosperity. She said that India does not hesitate in raising its voice